everybody. Welcome to the Hedgehog Zone Live. It's been a while since we finished Sonic Frontiers. That's right, on this channel, we streamed pretty much virtually every game up into Sonic Frontiers. We beat it, and then took a little break. Thanksgiving for those who celebrate. I had a birthday. Yay! And who am I? Why, I am the Foxboy Axe with the Sonic Facts. And what is this? Am I all alone? Of course not.
Hello, Hedgehog Zone fans. I am the co-host with the most insanity and logos, Gio. Hi, it's been a while.
How do you feel, Gio? You played the game for yourself. Well, you started it before I beat it, and then now you have beaten it.
I will say it was short, but in a good way. It just felt short.
As in a non-spoiler kind of way, I guess, in case anyone is watching and hasn't beaten the game or seen the story yet, for the moment, give us your thoughts. This is your chance, Gio. You have the platform because you haven't really talked a whole lot about your feelings. Like I talked a lot about mine. While I was playing it. We were recording a podcast episode now for it with the other members, and we're doing it in multiple parts. So you'll see those posted soon on our podcast portal, which you can find the link to in the description of, well, not this video at the moment, but it'll be there after we're done with this. But if you don't see it here, look on all the previous videos during the gaming streams and you'll see it. But for you, Gio, this is your chance. Tell us all the things you liked, disliked, what you hoped for before the game came out, what you hoped for and that you received, what you hoped for that you didn't receive, what you weren't expecting but you got, stuff like that.
Yeah, okay. So my overall non-spoiler is leave that right here. No spoilers. My overall thoughts on this game is that it's good. It's not fantastic and completely bonkers like I hoped, but it did just enough to leave me satisfied at the end. So what I hoped for was, kind of like everyone else, like something Breath of the Wild-ish, and we kind of got that. A little less, but it was there. What else was I expecting? As always, a killer soundtrack, which nailed it, as per every Sonic game. And I guess what I was expecting, but we didn't get a clear answer on, was the logo that they teased so much on first trailer.
Oh, the fan dubbed Zap.
Yep. Because even now, that logo is driving the back of my brain crazy. And that is not a good thing most of the time.
Because you're already crazy.
Yeah. Like, I need any more insanity to go in this head. It's a nightmare, I tell you. But, so...
Oh, I thought this was going to be a little crazier. I was going to play something that matches the craziness, and this was called Feeding the Ducks. So, hold on. What's a good one? No. Too calm. A lot of these are really chill. How's that? Is that crazy?
Yeah, that's crazy enough. Okay, so expected good gameplay, good music, story. I was kind of hoping for something a little more epic, since I keep hearing that Ian Flynn is a fantastic writer. And I'd say he did a 50-50 at best.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because you guys really hyped him up in the past, and I think pretty much most of the Sonic community at this point hyped him up. So I'm expecting AAA status writing, But what we got, I'd say it's a high double A at best.
Oh, I was like, what? Double A? Oh, I see what you're saying. Not
Yeah.
not so much a triple A, but a double A. That's not too bad though. I don't think.
Oh,
Comparatively speaking, with Pontac and Graph.
yeah, like compared to other plots of previous Sonic games before, I'd rate Frontiers' writing somewhere in the storybook category. Like, really good, but underrated.
Even then, I this is just me, but I actually like the writing in Black Knight way more than in Frontiers.
Yeah.
And that's not really a diss on Frontiers, but I'm like, it's like it's kind of, to me anyways, the right, like, it's hard to say because I know a lot of viewers, you guys probably see the story as like, wow, this is the best story ever. Like, I heard people even comparing it to like SA2, like, oh, like which story is better, SA2 or Frontiers? And I'm like, huh, I for me, there's no competition. It's like the SA2 is very underrated. I guess because of, there are some issues with it, but like for me, when I look at SA2, I think like, wow, there's actual like nuance to the writing, and in Frontiers, it's more like, hey, let's just not do what Lost World and Forces did.
Yeah, which I think that was the main point. Which, granted, I give Ian Flynn kudos for making the choices that he did. Which, again, non spoilers.
If he's the one who made them.
Yeah, like, because as he said in like that clip you showed, like, there are choices that Sega has made. He's just around to make sure he connects the dots. I'm just paraphrasing, but you get what I'm saying.
Right. And let me see if I can find that again. Sorry about the noisy background. If you guys hear that, it's a Hedgehog Zone. The clip that Geo is talking about, you can find it on our channel here, but it's it's not categorized as a short. It's, oh geez. Okay. I'm gonna go ahead and try to display it real quick. Present. They don't call it share anymore. They say screen share screen, but it says present.
That's weird.
Yeah, let's see. This is what he's talking about. This is, by the way, in case someone was wondering, like, what this is to begin with. This is a video taken through a mobile device of listening to our podcast. By the way, from the podcast portal. I think that's on. I don't know what service that is. That icon. What is whatever. But anyways, the point is on the podcast we also had like many chats where we. One of them is where we basically interviewed Ian Flynn, the writer of Sonic Frontiers. Well, one of the three actually, but I'll get into that a little bit later. This this took place in the summer of 2021. So this was when he was writing or after he already wrote Frontiers, and before we got our teaser for Frontiers or the revelation that he was writing the game. And somewhere I asked him a question about writing a game because I hadn't heard anyone ever ask him this before for some reason. I mean, maybe someone did, but I hadn't heard it. I gotta find it though.
Satellite property. But if I were to be writing a game,
Oh, there it is.
brand for a.
Oh wait, this whole clip is for this. Never mind. What am I talking about? This is a snippet of the whole thing. The whole thing is 43 minutes. I took like 3.5 minutes out of it. Okay, here we go. Show it being used in some form of fashion. Oh, like he got to write something in a show too. He's getting around in the Sonic franchise. So I kind of wonder, if you did get to write for a game, like what kind of what would that kind of look like?
Uh, it would not be what everyone thinks it would be. I see a lot of it online, and I greatly appreciate the vote of confidence. But what folks need to understand is that if I were to be picked up in that kind of capacity, it would be Sega's story. They would be saying, here's the game story. You write the script. You put your spin on it, so to speak. And whatever I would do would have to be to their specifications. It wouldn't be any different than the comic. If anything, it would be even more scrutinized. Like with the comic, they've given us a lot of creative leeway, to be fair, and it has to still feel like it's on brand for a satellite property. But if I were to be writing a game, it would have to be that is the brand. That is Sonic, so it would have to meet all of Sega Japan and Sega of America's desires.
That's why the Sanemi thing made me think of it, because you have to you still have to follow what they want for the characters, and kind of what's been going around the internet lately is revolving Shadow and other characters with like mandates and stuff, that where you get to write the stories, but you still have to do it under certain guidelines and restrictions and stuff. And I imagine the same, like you were saying, is for the games as well, that they would basically have they would be the ones controlling the general direction of the characters in the series, and you would just have to write what they need for that chapter, basically, right?
Yeah. It's not like I can go to Sega and say, hey, I have a great idea for a game story.
What's up, Gio?
I didn't say anything.
Oh, there was someone in
Here,
the
you
chat.
do all the funding and all the production and everything else. Let me just throw an idea at you, and then you pay me to write it. That's not going to happen. I mean, I'm living the dream, sure, but there's a difference between dreams and fantasy.
So it's almost better for you writing the comics, and if you get more freedom that way, because then you really get to share more of your ideas.
It would leave more room for creative exploration, because never mind that Sega would be providing whatever premise it is. Writing for a game the writing has to be part of the game. It has to contribute to the game structure. It has to follow whatever the gameplay is. It has to facilitate the player's experience. With a comic, you're just telling the story. That is the medium. People are coming for the story, and that is what they are consuming. With a game, the story is just an element of it. The gameplay is the core. So whatever the writing is, it has to be in concert with that, and that is a whole other level of consideration that would have to be taken into account.
So there you go. I basically just played the whole clip, but you can still find it on our channel. And he said, I've heard him in an interview with others before, where he said something else, where he was pretty excited about some of his contributions, and he mentioned something about like the origins of the emeralds and stuff like that. But we don't really know. Like, I don't want to like misconstrue anything that he's saying, right? But I from what I've gathered, anyways, is more like he's trying to not he's trying to make sure that we are not making any particular assumptions about who was in control of what decisions. Because for all I know, it could be like, hey, we want Tails to become more independent. And then Ian Flynn is just like, yeah, okay, let's talk about all the past games, and then have him say that he's inconsistent and that maybe he's going to do something to become more independent, or like maybe Sega decided that all the characters are going to go their own way or something, or have their own agenda of some kind, and he just writes how it plays out. Or maybe he did control that aspect of like, hey, Tails is going to go off on his own or something. No, you don't think so, Mocha? Well, fine.
Mocha is such a rebel.
Yeah, he is. I don't. The thing is, he used to have such a cute meow too. He used to be like meow, and now he's like he always sounds like he's like in pain or something. Please stop, Mocha. Anyways, um, yeah, I mean, in terms of the story, I liked the story of Sonic Frontiers. I don't know how it came off in the playthrough because everyone's reacting in different ways. I don't know how serious JD Frank is about me being a downer. Um, I can't tell with him. Sometimes he sounds like he's super serious, and sometimes he sounds like he's just trolling. But I'm kind of like, I'm not. I don't know. To me, he sounded a little bit more like a downer because he kept. In a way, it sounds weird to say, but because he kept saying it, it sounded more like he was a downer because he was viewing what I was saying in a negative way. And I don't know. Eventually I want to like actually like chat with JD Frank and just no. Oh, Mocha doesn't like that idea.
Apparently.
He's squirt squirt. Anyways, but yeah, I would like to discuss more with him just to like have an actual discussion, like what we really like think about the game and stuff. Because even what I was saying in the podcast episode is that I don't really view Sonic Frontiers negatively. I like the game a lot, and I hold it to a high regard. And because I hold it to a high regard, is why I have those particular like nitpicks or critiques or whatever. And
Oh yeah, totally agree.
like
I absolutely have my nitpicks. I can't help it, but I still love the game. It's absolutely amazing.
yeah, like we just speak from the heart here.
Yeah, it's like
Speak
we all
from
have our
your
own.
heart.
It's like we all have our nitpicks, but they're minuscule and they're out of love.
Yeah, and it's more of like because I hold Ian Flynn's writing in such high regard. I'm like, well, this didn't like impress me as much as it could have, you know. But I don't hate it. I like the story. I do like the direction they are going in, and I like what the potential for the future. What this sets up. It's more of like again with the Tails thing, right?
Mhm.
It was more of like it's not so much that I hate that like Tails is trying to better himself or anything, or that he wants to like evolve. That's a good thing. I just for me, it's more of so like if I had done it, I would have owned up to what happened in like Frontiers. Sorry, yeah, Forces. Um, and in maybe some previous games too, and then just kind of developed it forward. Because I said it in the podcast too. That I would have just made it seem like okay, well, there's a reason why he was scared of Chaos. He was always scared of him, and when he fought Chaos, he was alongside Sonic and Tails, if it was even canon at all. But everything is canon, so yeah. And in this case, his it's because he's in this mindset of it's my fault that Sonic lost because I'm trying to be independent, and my way of being independent is instead of being like Sonic, I'm the tech guy, but like the tech stuff didn't work, like it didn't help him here, and really I just kind of stood there, and that's why he's trying to fix Omega, and he can't figure out what's wrong with Omega, so he's just kind of like, yeah, the one thing that I'm supposed to be good at is useless, and that's the way why he is the way he is in Forces, and maybe like classic Sonic's purpose, because a lot of people say he didn't have one, would be like he's there to like remind Tails. It's like, hey, like I like he encouraged Sonic before, and he's using classic Sonic as a crutch to encourage himself again. But instead, seeing the rookie, he's like, the rookie's kind of like me, and I'm encouraging the rookie. Kind of like I don't know if you've seen that OKKO special, but it kind of makes me think of like how Tails was trying to encourage KO, like eventually at some point.
Haven't seen it.
Okay, well, whatever. And I was thinking, like, okay, well, clearly, Forces itself didn't do a great job at like portraying that, right? But I feel like Frontiers could sort of show that in hindsight in a way where not like referring to it necessarily, but just kind of show like when he expresses himself, he could say something like when he was saying he felt like a burden to Sonic. Okay, well, I guess I shouldn't. Hmm, I shouldn't talk too much about it because of spoilers. But
Yeah, well, we'll save it for like a spoiler section.
yeah, but my point is I feel like there's a way that to achieve the same goal, but in a different way. And what I'm trying to say is that don't take that criticism too seriously. Like I'm not hating on it. I'm just nitpicking, and it's because it was my first time seeing it, and I love the lore. I'm the Fox Boy Axe with the Sonic facts. How do you think I got there unless I just picked the series apart? And so, like, yeah, I'm basically just having fun with it, and you just saw me like freaking out, like trying to put all this stuff together, trying to figure out how this lore fits in with the past lore and what contradictions there are, and if it's because they forgot, can they retcon it later if they want to, or is there a way to like make an excuse to how these things are actually compatible? I don't know. So I actually liked it for that aspect.
Yeah, so let's see. I applaud the story, the gameplay, the music. Combat system really blew me away. Like, it took a while to know certain commands, but once I nailed it, I freaking nailed it. And I even like
Oh,
this whole new combat system. It's like it mixes it up, but in a very Sonic style.
so what are you talking about?
Well, you know how normally you just run around, jump, spit and dash, homing attack, yada yada yada. But here it's like he's been playing Devil May Cry or Bayonetta, and it's like, you know, I can implement my own style to this type of thing, and he did. Like with the Phantom Rush and the quick side loops and the homing shot and all that, like that kind of stuff, I actually like. It mixes up the formula in a way that I think everyone can agree is fun. For the open zone, uh, that's kind of a mixed bag in terms of, first of all, the islands are absolutely beautiful. Like, it's hard to put into words how beautiful it is, but there's like certain like uh certain sceneries that just really just make my jaw drop, especially at night. Like, although I don't appreciate those shooting stars after defeating bosses, and I will get to a story on that later. Then there's the cyberspace stages. I don't know why I call them cyber stages. Those are the real 50-50 breakers for me, because in some cyberspace stages, they are good. I mean, it nerfs you a little bit in terms of boosting and speed compared to on the islands, but it's still fun. Like, you can still do most of your basic moves like jump, boost, homing attack, stomp, all that. It's a little nerfed, but it works. Other stages, on the other hand, like the 2D sections, oh boy, do those feel absolutely stiff! It's like they put it's like they dunked Sonic's shoes in concrete. Like, I don't get it. Like, why would they do that in 2D sections? Shouldn't it be the same speed?
So I have a question then about 1-2.
One that, yes, the infamous Sky Sanctuary level. Go ahead.
I asked the same thing to on the podcast with Luke, Shalice, and Paul, but how was that for you? Did you get how you? I assume like you're like a pro, right? You got an S rank like super quickly.
Uh, no, I did not.
Oh,
Yeah, because here's the thing. I know that this level was designed to test your reflexes. I'll admit that. I have tried multiple times. I have spammed the boost button so hard. However, there are certain elements in that stage that kind of hold me back from getting the true S rank. Number one, my reflexes. Two, memorizing the stage so quick. And three, and I think we can all agree to this, is the springs. The springs hold you back.
isn't it weird how the springs are supposed to propel you forward and somehow they slow you down?
Yes, it's extremely weird. And it's no matter how close I get, I'm still stuck in an A. That is the closest I am ever going to get on that stage. An A.
Now I've seen some people get like a lot faster because they did this move called like the homing cancel, the home attack cancel or something like that, right? And I don't know how to do that.
The home attack cancel. I think that's where you're supposed to homing attack, but stomp.
No, it's you're supposed to homing attack, but you do the air boost before you actually hit your target.
I might try that later.
I
I don't know.
try it, and I definitely press the button before hitting the target, but it doesn't always work. And then when it does, I'm not expecting it to work at that moment, so I go flying off in a weird direction.
Yeah, that is a bit weird. But I did S rank a few other stages though. Hang on, let me bring up on here. Let's see where did I leave? Okay, so stage 1-3, I instantly S ranked that on the first go.
Which one is it? That's the cyberspace stage. I mean, no,
Yes,
it's the city cyberspace stage.
I think. Like all these like kind of blend together, even though the layouts are different. Yeah, but I instantly got the 80 ring requirement, all the red rings, and I still cleared it in 47 seconds.
Yeah, there was it was a city cyberspace stage though, right? You said, or you're not sure?
I'm not sure. Like I
Can't
said,
remember.
it all blends together, and you go by it so fast.
Because the reason I ask is because I remember there being a stage where where I pretty much got like all of the things at once, like all the keys.
Yeah, and I will say it took me a while. Some took me a while to get to an S rank, which is really satisfying. And then there were others that are like, okay, instant one shot, done. But as further in the game you go, it gets a little trickier to get that S rank.
Yep. Not as tricky as 1-2 though.
Oh no! Like that stage is like rigged to drive you nuts.
But so okay, so you already mentioned like the comparison between the physics and the open world versus cyberspace, right?
Yes.
Right. So how do you feel about the open world physics though?
The
Just
open world
overall.
overall, the physics they're mostly good, but there are some instances where I'd say it's a little too fast, and I would think that's because I leveled up my speed a little too high.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like by the end, I think my speed was like in somewhere in the 40s or 50s.
Yeah, I saw that people could level up their speed up to 99. I only leveled up my speed in the playthrough to like 9, right? And it was pretty fast. And I can't really tell the difference between the other speeds. But I think what it was that because I kept using the power boost,
Hmm.
and I don't think the power boost gets any faster. I'm not sure. I think it's
It
just the
gets a
regular
wee bit.
boost that gets faster, right?
Both get a wee bit faster. It's just a minuscule difference each time you level up.
Yeah, I, when I heard that you could level up to 99, I was like, I was hoping for some crazy speed, like moving like 600 miles an hour kind of speed, like
Yeah.
breakneck.
Oh yeah. And before anyone asks
Bro,
which
I
style
just fed
I,
you. Why is he crying now?
before anyone asks, my playthrough style was action oriented, just to tell the difference, and then go for the high
Wait.
speed
You played
action.
the action style?
Yeah.
Huh. Wonder what that was like. Okay, so this whole time you're talking about physics in the action style. That's interesting.
Yeah, but next time I might do high speed just to see what the difference is. I mean, that's my plan, anyways.
I I don't know. I feel like you would like high speed a little bit more. But then again, you were talking about like your reaction time and whatnot. So I feel like maybe it is better for you to play action style.
Yeah. But overall, on Frontiers, I enjoyed it. There are some things I nitpick, some things I questioned, but I still had a fun time. And I mean, in the end, if a
Oh,
game
looks like
is
Heidi's
fun,
home.
yep. And in the end, if a game is fun and I want to go back to play it, that's a good sign.
Yeah, I want to go back to play it. What is your favorite Sonic game besides Frontiers?
Well, you already know the
It's
answers to
Black
that one.
Knight, right?
Black Knight and Shadow.
Black Knight and Shadow the Hedgehog. Okay,
Mhm.
now that Frontiers is out, though, what's the dynamic shift? Same?
Okay,
Like, is
so
Frontiers your third favorite game now, or does it replace anything?
so this is my tier listing order of my top 5 Sonic games in no particular order. It's Black Knight, Shadow,
Oh, I'm gonna
Frontiers,
get 3.
SA2,
Ooh,
and Generations. These are the games that I have that I've played most and completed like let's say 4 out of 5 of them. Now rating,
it's a pretty good list. Pretty good list.
yeah. So rating, Black Knight is still high on the list, no questions asked. Let's see, Shadow is number 2. Frontiers, I would say, is number 3. SA2 number 4, and Generations 5.
I'm a little bit sad that SA2 is so low on the list, but it's fine.
Well,
It's
I don't
fine.
know. Yeah, like, but that doesn't mean I still respect
Uh,
SA2. Like, it introduced Shadow.
I was. Uh huh.
Yeah, like it introduced Shadow. There are elements I like, but yeah, Black Knight, Shadow, and Frontiers, it just draws me in a lot more than SA2 or Generations.
I mean, to be fair though, like, um, it's still your top 5, so it's like just because it's lower on that list. I mean, it's still higher than most of the other games. That's the
Exactly.
funny thing too when people make like top lists, and it's like, why is it so low on the list? because it's low on a high list.
Yeah, it's like top 5. It's like if we go top 10, then the other ones are going to surprise you.
Oh, let's go top 10.
Okay. So number 6, I would do Sonic Adventure DX. That's the only version I've played of it. So
Fair
7,
enough.
I would say Colors, just for the replay value alone. 8, I would say. 8, I'm gonna go Frontiers. I mean, no, not Frontiers. Unleashed. 9. 9. 9, I would say Heroes. And then 10 is the Mega Collection I have because I am absolutely terrible at the old school classic games.
But it's still on the list.
Yeah, like there's a rare occasion I'll go back and play the Mega Collection once in a while. Heck, I might even just go back to it just to play Mean Bean Machine.
I like Mean Bean Machine. Oh, I should stream Mean Bean Machine. Hold on, but I need
Yes.
someone to play with.
Oh yeah, that is true. And
I
my
wonder if I
internet is not exactly reliable.
I wonder if I can like emulate Mean Bean Machine and then just like do like a multiplayer thing with someone.
We
That would
could.
be that'd be cool. I want to play with someone. Anybody out there good at Mean Bean Machine?
I hope so. Yeah, but and I rank all these on like playability and enjoyment factor.
Right. So I part of the reason why though I asked is because like for me SA2 I hold in high regard. Overratedness opinions aside, whatever, I don't think it is, but and then compared to Frontiers, I've heard some people like I've heard a lot of people say Frontiers is like their new favorite Sonic game, and there's nothing wrong with that, but it's hard for me to think like how can this be your new favorite Sonic game out of all those games that are out there? Oh, here comes Hailey. She's talking to the dogs.
Not the strangest thing I've heard.
Yes, it's not.
Hello.
Hello,
Hello.
Hailey. Welcome to the Hedgehog Zone chat. I haven't started drawing yet, at least not on air.
Oh, snap.
That's
Who's
right.
in the chat? Oh, I see Gio. Hello, Gio.
If it's me,
Hello, Hailey.
Hello. And then there's a couple of Luigi and Bendy.
Yeah, the chat's been absolutely quiet.
In the chat.
And there's Mocha. Mocha is this weird thing where he decided that because I'm recording now, he wants to like kind of like be annoying.
It's because I'm home.
No, he was doing it when I was recording.
Oh.
Like he was quiet earlier, and then I started recording, and then he started meowing.
Happy
It's true. I'm an
birthday
eyewitness.
For yesterday.
Thank you very much. Ooh, fancy. Thank you very much.
Organic. I mean, you're welcome. Is it organic? Sorry, you're welcome.
Organic. What kind of response? Thank you, organic.
That's something I hear from a Cyberman. Thank you, organic. You
All
will
right.
be deleted.
Momo, stop. Mr. Cat.
Right. In the comments, we have Peter.
Hello, Peter.
Petard says, "Hey guys, how's it going? It is going very."
Hello, Peter.
Petard.
Peter.
It's going swell. We're talking about Sonic Frontiers. It's not the only thing we're going to talk about. Sorry. Well, it's not the only thing we're going to talk about. So I'm thinking about like Sonic over all around right now, right? Because we had the second movie. I don't know if you guys know, but like there's a tweet today about like the third movie,
Yes.
it was. It wasn't like it's not a big deal. Hi, Noble Jazz. The stream lives.
Yes, we are alive. We just take breaks.
We so the the tweet said something about like promising that the third movie will be like a wild time and like super fun for fans of the films. And I wonder if they're saying like the newcomers are going to really love these movies, or if they're just saying like Sonic fans in general, because it's worded odd, fans of the films.
I
Like,
think it's in response to the Mario movie's latest trailer.
yeah, that's what JD Frank said too, and I'm maybe it's kind of interesting, you know.
Yeah,
uh
I
Peter
mean it's.
says,
I
"Ah,
mean it's.
yes, nice. What do you guys think? The next DLC announcement on top of that. Oh,
Oh,
we'll
do
get
I
to
have
that.
thoughts? Do I
We'll,
have thoughts on that one? Ooh.
we're getting to that actually. I was going. This is related to what we were about to say. Is I was when I'm talking about like the Sonic Adventure 2 thing, right? Is I heard someone like saying like oh, is it better than Sonic Adventure 2? And whether or not it's a debate. Also, I heard it when I was watching the discussion between Premi de Remy, Sam procrastinates, Jaden X something. Actually, you know what? I've never paid attention to what his name specifically is. I just see it and recognize it. But and then Matt Scout something. Sonic Tubers discussing. That's the point. And they're discussing a lot about Frontiers, kind of like what we're doing at the moment. But
Woohoo!
they mentioned something about like is SA2 a better or Frontiers better, and I'm like, I don't know. For me, I feel like SA2 is still way better. And there is this huge discussion about how like
Nostalgic.
people don't like SA2 as much because of the other play styles, while Frontiers is more like consistent, I guess, and you can choose the different things that you want to do. But I also was thinking like, yeah, but SA2 has a lot of content, like a lot of extra content, unlockable content, two player mode, also with a bunch of different content. You get like six more characters in two player mode, kart racing, raising Chow, all that stuff also in two player mode. And the alternate costumes, you unlock an extra level, you get four extra missions per stage that introduced rankings. And I was like, I don't know, SE2 to me is just full of content. It's just fun. But and I like the other play styles too. But it's funny because then the very next day, well, it was perfect timing too. It was on my birthday. It was the day that we were started recording the Frontiers discussion as a podcast episode. We got the update or about updates for Sonic Frontiers, the roadmap,
Yes, the
the road,
2023 roadmap.
yeah, the 2023 roadmap for Frontiers.
Want to try this?
What is this?
Also, can I play Sonic? I want the control.
I'm not playing anything right now.
Can I have a control?
On the PS5, you mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, wait, hold on. Let me untangle it from everything. Oh, it's not tangled.
Bye, everybody. I'm gonna go play later.
You enjoy yourself.
Don't tangle the wire.
Okay.
She did I mention this before? That she bought Sonic Frontiers for the PS5?
Yes, you did.
I just randomly woke up one day and she was playing it and I was like, what the heck? Apparently she thought it was so fun playing it on the stream. She's like, I'm gonna get it for myself.
Well, hey,
That's
I mean-
right, because I was talking about wanting a physical copy.
yes, and how I said that you can just own it for collection's sake and be like, then I have no reason to play it, or something along those lines.
Okay, you cut out for a minute there. Either that or I did. So I need you to repeat that part.
Then you were going on saying how I said that you could just use that as a display piece, but you can play that. But I want to play the disc inside.
Yeah. I want it as a display piece, but like make use of it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Since she already has it on the system, it feels kind of like I bought the disc just for display. And I'm like, well, I don't want it to just be display. I want it to be like my other games, where like I buy the game, but also can show that I have the game. But it's fine. I probably will still do that.
Yeah.
Did you see the cheeses, by the way, Axe?
Mhm.
Like, we can share it. It's bacon and cheddar cheese.
I did see. I it because I didn't know if it was for me
I
or
prefer
not.
the cheddar cheese and the parmesan though.
Is this a sponsorship?
No, but if they want to be sponsored, I'm your person. I'm your girl.
Okay.
That can sponsor
Oh
cheese.
boy.
Oh, is that your substitute for goldfish?
Maybe I like cheese.
I'm not a picky eater either, so Pizarro says I got Frontiers on PS5, Steam, and Switch. Yo,
Well, I guess you can have Sonic on everywhere now. Good for you, Peter.
so funny. This all does still feed back into where I'm going with all this. So again, now that we have the updates for Frontiers, I still think I would like SA2 better. I like the style of it better. I like the gameplay and the content a little better. But it's not like when I say better, I'm not just saying like oh SA2 rules, Frontier sucks. It's more just like it's like with Sonic Heroes. Like I like the 2 player in Sonic Heroes, just like SA2's more kind of thing, you know?
Mhm.
And with Frontiers, I will say that getting all this new update content, it did look pretty good. You know, I'm like, this makes it feel like I liked Frontiers already, but for me, it felt kind of lacking compared to more so compared to the praise it was getting, I guess. Where I'm like, I want to praise the game, but I also feel kind of like people are overpraising it. But then with that extra content, I'm like, well, I don't know. That kind of pushes it up because the most important one for me, anyways, was update number 3, which referred to uh, playable characters and new stories.
And then there's the price point.
Wait, what?
Oh, you didn't read the thread that goes, but after that, they said it was going to be FREE. No joke.
Oh yes, I know about that. Okay, that's what I was confused about. I thought you were saying an actual price, and I was like, wait, excuse me, I thought it was free.
No, I was describing my, I was describing my reaction to the price point. Well, I was about
Okay,
to.
gotcha.
Yeah, like when I saw that, it's
Well,
like,
yes.
okay, this game, I wanted to steal. I don't care if it goes up against Elden Ring and God of War. I wanted to steal Game of the Year.
Oh, by the way, you know, for someone who's supposedly a downer like me, I just want you to know that I did vote for Sonic Frontiers.
Oh yeah, we all did.
My reasoning was that I feel like Elden Ring and God of War are probably overall like better games than Frontiers specifically, but Elden Ring has been out for a while. So I'm like thinking, well, why is it part of this now when it could easily just be part of it later, you know, or earlier? It's just there. And then God of War is a super popular series with just like a smaller handful of games over the years and a very like contained storyline. And I feel like it has the opportunity to be nominated anytime. Where Sonic, I feel like, is kind of an underdog. The fact that Sonic is up there at all is, I feel like, an achievement,
Mm-hmm.
and it makes me want to vote for Sonic because I feel like we should acknowledge when Sonic does something that propels it to this extent compared to like the reputation that people have given Sonic, then it's like that deserves some kind of acknowledgement, some kind of reward. And for me, that's like why I think like yeah, let me vote for Sonic.
Yeah, like I know Elden Ring and God of War are seeing like a lot of categories, like a lot of categories. But I honestly think there are some categories that Frontiers should have been nominated for, like best music.
Oh yeah, the soundtrack that was messed up.
Yeah, like I'm like okay, so the composer for God of War Ragnarok, Bear McCreary. I know that man can run an orchestra because he did the soundtrack for Godzilla King of the Monsters. And that was awesome. But
But
in all honesty, Frontiers has more memorable beats than God of War, in my opinion.
God of War was the one that won, or what?
Uh, no, like I'm saying that God of War and Ragnarok have been like, hold on. Let me.
God of War and Elden Ring.
Yes, they're stealing a lot of categories, and one of them is best music. I honestly think that Frontiers it has the better soundtrack out of those two.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, like in epic moments, God of War definitely steals the show. Like in the few epic boss fights, and I know this because I've played and completed the game, God of War has that in spades. But in like the more quieter moments, and in some of the boss fights too, like the build up to their songs, I'd say Frontiers deserves a better chance.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
But
like
I don't know. Like I just feel like I don't know. I don't know what to say. Like it's weird too. 'Cause some of the comments I read, I was like I feel like a lot of Sonic's reputation, like the negative part of Sonic's reputation, is not only caused by the Sonic games themselves. It's caused by the fans.
mhm.
Because like your favorite game is Shadow the Hedgehog, and I would say Shadow the Hedgehog in the past was not a good game. It was, but in hindsight, it it's a better game than it was then. Not
Mhm.
because it was like ahead of its time or anything, but more so because we've seen so many ridiculous things and we've seen worse games to the point where it's like at this point, Shadow having a gun is not a big deal. His
Shadow having
cursing
multiple storylines is not that big a deal.
it's not that big of a deal. It's just they're kind of just nitpicks now. It's like well, there's nothing really wrong with it, you know. His the cursing is a little bit weird still.
Eh,
The story is still cheesy, but it's not the only Sonic game to do that, and it's not like a game breaking thing. The game works. Some people complain about the physics of the game, but like as slippery as it is, you can still play it just fine. Like when we after like Sonic 06, we had to worry about like, can they even make a game? You know, like Sonic
mhm.
Forces was kind of a little bit like oh like it's kind of like in beta, you know, and Shadow the Hedgehog was clearly complete. It was just kind of cheap, is all. But it was fun. A
Yeah,
lot
and
of
then
people now will see it as fun. Where back then, it's a perspective thing almost.
yeah, like
So
even back then when I first heard the game in the commercial, I was like, that looks pretty fun. I might play it sometime. And then some odd years later, I get my hands on a copy. It's still fun.
yeah, so I would just yeah I think that time has treated it well. 06 I think it should still be considered a bad game. But the thing is that I feel like people exaggerated so much with those six. Like I cringe so much at seeing people like do the reviews and get angry at it and then just like throw it at the floor and pick it up and then try to rip it apart and burn it and flush it down the toilet because it's so stupid. You know, like I'm just like it's a game, it's a case. You know, if you don't like it, just it's frustrating. You just be like, oh, this game is frustrating. I don't like it. That's it. You don't gotta like try to rip it. You can't rip it. So you're over here pretending to rip something that won't rip. You're flushing something that won't flush. Like, is it supposed to be funny?
Depends on your sense of humor.
Speaking of funny, Mocha decided to take a fat one.
Oh, Lord. It's a bad kitty.
Got to spray for like an hour with this one. Jeez.
Anyways, back to the topic of Frontiers getting snapped at the awards. Like, there's even one category that I know Sonic would have won in a landslide, and that's the. Hold on, let me pull it up.
Do you want to show it on the screen?
Yeah, give me a second to find it.
Okay.
Come on, this is no time to be slow, internet.
Yeah, internet gotta go fast. We're talking about Sonic here.
Exactly, so you gotta go at Mach 5.
If you guys are wondering what I'm doing, I am doodling. I'm waiting to have like a fuller picture to show you. I'm actually taking a really old picture I drew, and part of the reason I don't want to show it yet is because of the subject that it entails. Show it when we get to that part of the discussion. Also, I am eating a Hershey's chocolate bar that Hailey gave me. It's white chocolate.
Nice. Categories. Where are you?
Wait, is this white chocolate?
Ah, here we go. Okay, let me just put this.
You know how to share your screen on here, right?
Yeah, I did it last time.
Okay. This is cookies and cream chocolate. Oh, even better.
Screen. Okay.
Speaking of cookies and cream, I once did fan art of Cream's entire family. I gave her a sister
Nice.
named Cookie.
Okay, so I have it presented, but okay, here it is. Okay, so here are the nominees for Best Family Game: Kirby, Lego Star Wars, Mario Rabbids, Nintendo Switch Sports, and Splatoon 3. Now, what seems to be missing from this category here, Axe?
Sonic?
Exactly. Because even though that this is a slightly edgier Sonic, it's still Sonic, and honestly, I think it would have won Best Family easy.
Huh. It's just kind of weird seeing Sonic not in this category for a change.
Yeah.
Well,
However, though, it did put a smile on my face to see Sonic 2 for Best Adaptation.
wow. I didn't know that
Yeah.
was there. I need to vote for that.
Yes, you do, immediately. Because,
Oh, is that Edge Runners too?
uh-huh.
Ah, jeez. Well, I actually liked Edge Runners. Hope was the one who said like, "Hey, we should let's watch this." Me, Hailey, and Hope watched it, and it's funny because me and Hailey liked it, and then Hope was kind of like, "Well, that was a waste of time."
Yeah.
He didn't like it. I'm like, okay, but I just throwing this out there. I mean, I can control what you guys do in your own time, but we can't get too much into Edge Runner territory and the Hedgehog Zone because it's not very
It's not very
PG.
PG.
No, within the first like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can honestly tell just from looking at it, it is definitely not for the little ones. And I should know because I have the game. But yeah, like, honestly, like Arcane Edge Runners going up against Sonic 2, that's going to be a tough competition. But I think we can all agree that Uncharted is definitely not going to win. Because as someone who has played all the games and then watched the movie, I was like, okay, it's decent. Eh.
Is that a picture of both versions of Nathan Drake next to each other?
No, that is supposed to be Nate and Sully.
Oh, I couldn't recognize them.
hmm Yeah, but yeah, and then there was another category. JD Frank brought this up in one of his videos. The player's voice, which I need to do this later. And as you can see, Frontiers right there.
I think that's the one
Let's.
I voted for.
Oh, wow! Are you seeing this results right here for round
What?
two? I guess
Oh
we're
my
not.
god!
Wow! I guess we weren't the only ones complaining that Frontiers got snuffed.
Holy crap! Pardon my PG French.
Remember, Axe, everybody gets one per stream.
Uh-huh.
Unless you're Mel. In that case, you just need to bring a swear jar.
If Mel shows up, it's not a PG stream anymore.
But still, this is surprising.
Yeah.
I mean,
The last time I checked for round one, I saw that it was like in the top 3, and it had like 8%, right?
yeah, and then here we are.
25%. That is such a huge. It is twice. It is more than twice as much as second place, which means it's definitely more than twice as much as every other choice.
Yeah, because out of these, we know God of War is going to at least God of War and God of War and Elden Ring are at least going to win like half the category, all the other categories. But here, I think Frontiers is going to win this one by a landslide.
So, what is this one? Player's voice.
Let me scroll up here. Oh, this is a fan voted award for favorite game of the year. Yeah, I'll say it again. Elden Ring, God of War. We know those games are AAA material. Heck, I haven't even touched Stray, and I know that people go nuts about it. Frontiers. This one deserves at least one award.
Yeah. What other categories are coming after this? It's just future clap what?
Feature class, I have no idea what that is. But yeah. So that's all I wanted to share.
Wow.
Yeah, it's still amazing. Like yesterday it was at 9%, and then clicking on that and seeing it just jump up was like, wow. For once, the Sonic community is finally uniting.
As brief as it may be.
Yeah, I mean, then again, I guess you can say we also united for the Sonic movies.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we all universally changed that design from trailer 1. For once, the complaining made a difference. And then they learned.
See, if you think I was being a downer at Frontiers, you should have heard my reaction to that first trailer.
Yeah.
And when I saw it when we went to go see Pikachu, Detective Pikachu, and I saw that trailer play in the theaters in front of Detective Pikachu, I was vocal. He was like, "Shh, calm down." I was hyperventilating. I was like, "Why are they showing this nonsense in front of the people, in front of Detective Pikachu? What the heck?"
Yeah, and it's even odder because compared to that first trailer to Detective Pikachu, at least Detective Pikachu got people to get the designs down just right. As slim as Mewtwo is, it's not that big of a deal.
But like, it was weird because I said this before, but like there was by the end of the trailer when they showed Robotnik, shaving his head bald, which is just at the very end of the first movie.
Mm-hmm.
There was a little girl in the theater that was like, "Hey, I know that guy," and I was like, "Haley, why does she recognize Robotnik and not Sonic?" And then when they fixed it, I was like, "Oh wow!" And it was weird too because they fixed the design and then also made a better trailer just in general. And I was like, "Oh, the movie actually looks kind of good." The
Yeah,
movie
like
was good.
despite the design, I was like, okay, you know what? The design is trash. I will go for Carrie. That's the only reason I was going to see that movie. Then the next trailer showed up and was like, okay, I got more than Carrie to watch this movie. So, okay, I'll give it a chance. Best decision I've ever made in 2020.
Yep, and it happened. It came out and it did well right before right
Everything
before
went up in flames.
right before the apocalypse.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got Sonic 2. Sonic 2 was amazing.
Yeah, I was honestly crafting theories after the first movie. Like, okay, so they introduced Sonic and Robotnik. Now, how are they going to introduce Tails? Little did we know there was more than Tails coming.
And then we have Sonic 3 coming too, which is amazing.
Yeah, and
We're actually going to see Shadow in a movie.
yeah, like, man, I still remember in the theater, in that theater when I saw the post credit scene, I was like, oh yes, my boy. And then I came home afterwards and I was screaming, I called it!
It was.
That's
I don't
how-
know. Like, I kind of want to rewatch the movie now. It's been a little while. And just thinking about it, because like there's a part of me that sees like this new identity, right, of the Sonic movies as like its own thing separate from the games. But then
Oh, yeah,
there are scenes when you just look at Sonic and you're like, yeah, but that's Sonic, that's our boy, Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles. And I'm like, there's something that's still surreal about seeing it.
Mm-hmm. It's
I
like,
look at it and I'm like, am I really seeing these video game characters in a movie for everyone to pay attention to?
yeah,
It's so weird.
yeah, it's kind of that effect that I had with Detective Pikachu. It's like, oh, am I really actually seeing these designs come to life? It's mind blowing.
with an actual audience paying attention to these characters. Like I grew up always trying to like as a little kid just like showing off the games to like friends, my mom, uh, teachers, whatever. Like look, let me tell you about Sonic, and then all of a sudden it's like here's a Sonic movie where people at work are like, hey. You saw the Sonic movie? I saw it or whatever. I'm watching people on YouTube who usually talk about other stuff being like, "Oh yeah, I like Knuckles and stuff." Like, it's weird. Like who these characters are now. I
And
don't know. It's awesome.
times they do be changing.
I'm really excited for what's gonna happen in Sonic 3. I wish that they tweeted more. The last tweet that got me excited was when they said that they think that they're planning to have the story take influences from Sonic Adventure 2 and Shadow the Hedgehog. And I'm like, what could that mean? Is Jim Carrey freaking coming back or not?
I still have my fingers crossed on that. It's like, if Jr. comes back, great. If he doesn't, at least we still got Stone.
I will still like the movie if he doesn't come back, but I really hope he comes back because if he's gonna retire, like, dude, let this be your first and only
Trilogy. Like,
trilogy.
go out on a
Yes.
high note.
Not only that, but like he likes Robotnik and he likes the evolution of the character. I'm like, dude, the character. This is the introduction. He doesn't know the introduction of Shadow. There's a chance to evolve your character even more. The dude's gonna try to take over the whole planet. This is about his family. This is his backstory. They could make it about like why he is the way he is, even more, how he feels about his family and stuff. It would be an interesting turn,
Yeah, let's just face it, Jim Carrey's Robotnik. I mean, as much as people, as as over the top as he is, I like this version of Eggman so much
It's weird.
because
It's not the Eggman that we know, but it feels like it's an Eggman that I know.
exactly it's like it's it's Eggman, but Jim Carrey just brings that over the top factor that goes, I want to punch this guy, but I can't get enough of him. It's an odd factor for a villain, but I absolutely love that.
Also, I don't have the same experience that other people have. Like a lot of people are like, "Oh, it's just Jim Carrey with the mustache," and I'm like, I can tell it's Jim Carrey because of his type of comedy, obviously, but I don't see it as Jim Carrey because I see Jim Carrey as the guy with like the nice hair and the big old smile and everything, and he's goofy and he has a smoother voice. But this guy, he's bald, got the big mustache. He sounds older. He talks very kind of like he's a big jerk, and he has the growly voice sometimes. I'm like, I know it's Jim Carrey, but I don't see him like as Jim Carrey. I see him as like 25% Jim Carrey,
75% Robotnik.
25% Jim Carrey, uh, maybe like 60% Robotnik, and then like 15% like kind of like a new unfamiliar Robotnik.
Yeah.
It's interesting. He's maniacal in the movies. It's kind of crazy, and we haven't gotten Fat Eggman yet. We need to get Fat Eggman.
I know, like that's like part of the evolution. It's like we've seen Robotnik as like a government worker with hair, tiny mustache. Then Sonic 2 comes in. We've seen him stranded, mind absolutely lost, or what's left of it. Bald, big old mustache, and he's even got like a somewhat accurate coat, but not quite.
Accurate color scheme. Like he's wearing red.
Yeah, like in like the last third of the movie, he had that like accurate color scheme, but we only saw like the jacket. But here it's like we got the full package, like red jacket, gloves on, goggles on his head. I still don't know how he keeps those on his head with those straps. I'm not going to question it. And then like black pants and boots.
Yeah. Now all we need is for him to get fat.
And have glasses.
Oh yeah, wear sunglasses and then have the goggles on his forehead, and then just be fat.
Yeah.
Vita earlier he said, "Axis, you were making me want to get a snack now." When I was eating the chocolate bar, well, Eggman needs to get a snack, and eat some sandwiches.
Yeah, and we can't forget about the big schnoz, like his big nose.
Yeah, I think the nose is fine the way it is already.
And I think that's like I don't know. I think that's like the deal breaker for me. I don't know why.
That's more of like the cartoony feature of his design, though.
Yeah, fair enough.
Like I don't even need him to be perfectly round. I just need him to like even if he just looked like an 06, I'd be like, there you go, it's Eggman.
Yeah, like if we can get something along the model of 06, I'd be perfectly fine with that.
And Shadow joining, I think, is a perfect opportunity to like make some kind of comedy, but like with an actual kind of like threat. I feel like, where it's like it's not just about the Sonic characters being in danger, but it's about like the whole world will be in danger.
Yeah, and Eggman, being the guy he is like, well, being destroyed. I can't tell you do this. That's supposed to be my shtick.
I also want to see what Shadow's running animation is going to be like in the movie.
I knew that was coming. Thank you, Dax.
So speaking of threes, we were lucky enough to get a third movie, but the way things are going in this game, and let me, for those who hadn't seen it, and most of you probably have, we're talking about this in Sonic Frontiers, the stop moving with the mouse. I keep changing the tip of the cursor here. But yeah, we got the road map content for 2023. That's the only thing that kind of bothers me. Is that first off, it's 2023, so we're waiting until next year, and it's a roadmap, and there's multiple updates, which means we're probably getting it this like in like what, like spring, summer, and then next like autumn. And I really want I want this now. And there's nothing wrong with these guys. It's just this over here is the thing that I'm really focused on.
Yeah, but Axe, you keep on forgetting all this is free.
No. I'm glad.
So it's worth the
just
wait.
no. It's worth the wait. I'm just impatient.
I mean, so am I, but at least I can still mess around like with the jukebox, the photo mode. Lord knows I'm gonna mess some things up, but I'm gonna get goofy on the photo mode.
Oh, wait, hold on. The new challenge mode has, let's see, there's cyberspace. What is this in the middle? I see supersonic, but what is this? Is this just regular combat?
Yes.
Okay. The jukebox one, I don't understand what's gonna play with the jukebox. Is he summoning it through cyberspace, like, or is it just a game mechanic gimmick that has nothing to do with how the world works?
I think it might be based on one of the puzzles, because one of them was music based.
The photo one, I've heard people talk about, like, there's no photo mode. And I don't really care about photo mode. I like the idea, but I don't really care about it too much. But
Agreed.
I'm glad it's there since people did bring it up. I'm like, yeah, if other people want it, then let it be there. The content and the content names are subject to change without notice. Without notice, just kind of like, hey, you didn't tell us it was going to change. Well, we have the right to change it without telling you. It's a weird thing to say. Sonic's birthday, I'm not sure I get this, but this also leads me to believe that spring, summer, autumn, because that means update 2 will be on Sonic's birthday, probably.
So I'm guessing with Sonic's birthday, we might get different customizable skins.
Yeah, what will they be doing with Sonic's birthday?
Okay, now next
Oh,
one.
Open zone
challenges.
challenge. Like, it looks to me like, well, this makes it look like it's going to be like you're speed running something in open zone. What? Like, maybe it'll be like extra challenges, extra puzzles that are like, I don't even want to say puzzles. They kept calling it puzzles, but those signposts weren't just puzzles. They were challenges. And so the signposts are challenges, and I guess there's more, and maybe like more, I guess, kind of like speedrunning type stuff or whatever.
Yeah,
or
it's like a
maybe
beat record.
Or maybe you got to speed run like the whole island.
Perhaps.
The new Coco in the Hedgehog Zone chat, some people were saying like they were wondering if that meant like a whole new island because they have different Coco per island, or if they meant like a new Coco character for some reason. I really doubt we're getting a whole island, but that'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, and then there's the playable characters and new story. Now,
Somebody just joined us.
oh, who is it?
What?
Yo, what's going on, guys?
Yo, check out this yo.
Hey,
Hey,
What's going on?
Leo, have you beaten Sonic Frontiers?
No,
Okay, well, we won't
I
spoil
am
it.
halfway there. But you know
Oh, you're
what?
halfway?
All discussion. You guys can openly discuss. I'm okay. It's all good.
so
yeah.
you don't care for spoilers.
He watched most of the game, the playthrough, anyways.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so we're set. We're safe. We're good.
You sound
How have you
excited.
guys been?
You brought the energy with you, bro.
Oh yeah, man. It's been a while. How long has it been? Like maybe a month and a half?
No, like a week or two.
Week and a half.
Seemed like
A
it
month
was.
and a half. since we beat
You know
Sonic
what?
Frontiers.
It seemed like it was more though.
It feels like it, right? Like after playing like every
Yeah.
few days.
Well, I guess because of just the constant streaming, like it, and then for like
to
just
stop.
for like a week or two, I guess. Yeah, you
You
just
get-
stop, and I'm like, dang, dude.
You got some whiplash.
I know. It's
But
like,
then again,
yeah, some stream.
Uh,
I was having streaming withdrawals. Like
but then again, we
I don't
needed
know
a
what was
break.
going on.
I mean,
Yeah,
I had to
yeah,
balance between
absolutely,
2 games, and I finished both. Well, technically 3,
dude.
and I finished all 3.
Part of it
Well,
was too,
shoot,
like, when I stopped streaming, I was like, okay, so they didn't schedule a collection stream over the weekend, so I'm like, nothing's happening. Okay, let me go ahead and stream something else for a second, so that way I won't leave you guys in the dark too long.
yeah, man. It was like, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
but
cool.
to be fair, it was Thanksgiving weekend, so
That too.
Yeah.
But
Well, then again, yeah. Then again, I mean, the holidays came in, and then of course, Axe was just streaming continuously for like 3 or 4 months, and yeah, we needed a
man.
break.
Right, and then I had my birthday yesterday, which, by the way,
Yep.
it'll be Leo's
Happy late birthday.
Thank you. It'll be Leo's birthday next week on the 7th. So happy
then
early
happy
birthday!
early
Yeah.
birthday.
Hey, it landed on Wednesdays this month. I mean, this year. Well, it usually lands. No, I don't think it ever lands like 1 week and then the other week, right? Like on
What
the same day, kind of.
what I've noticed is that every year it'll land on the very next day of the week, except for leap year. It'll like skip a day.
Yeah, I've noticed that.
So next year, unless it's leap year or something, it should be on Thursday. I
Oh, okay.
haven't.
Cool.
I need to go check that. But anyways, we're talking about right now the if you can see the screen, we're talking about the update news for Sonic
The
Frontiers.
DLC.
Yeah, the
The
free
free DLC.
the free LC. There you go.
Oh yeah, there you go. The free DLC.
And so we were talking about like update 3. The biggest one is playable characters and new story. So it's not just playable character; it's playable characters and new story. So that implies to me, it sounds like you're saying Tails, Knuckles, and Amy. Some people said Sage too because she's in the picture, but I don't really think Sage would be playable. I could be wrong. Think maybe she has like a mini game type of gameplay or something. I don't know.
Oh,
But
wait. What if she's the boss between Tails, Knuckles, and Amy?
That'd be interesting because she's in cyberspace, right?
Exactly. I
We
mean,
could-
how else did she get him in those cages?
We could. Oh, wait I didn't think of that.
I did.
I was thinking like the new stories. If it takes place, because there's two options. One is that it's their side of the story during Frontiers, and the other option is maybe it's like they have like mini episode stories that take place right after Frontiers because they're going their own way. But then also they're still like trapped in cyberspace here. It's not just pictures of the characters. It's them with all like the lines and stuff across their face.
Yeah,
So-
the cyber filter, as I call it.
So I'm under the impression that it's them during the story, but since they're trapped in cyberspace, they're not going to roam around the open world unless it's like not canon and it's just for the funsies. Because a lot of people did say, "How are you going to have an open world and then not like explore it with the other characters?" You know. But story-wise, I would think that they're going to have their own cyberspace levels, and I think it'd be kind of cool if, like, instead of Sonic's like a variation of the Sonic's gameplay, they actually tried to do like their own gameplay, like if Amy could run around, right, and like say like it's different physics than Sonic Adventure, but like she could run around, and when you're running quickly, you can like hit the hammer to do like the hammer hop thing while running.
Yeah.
That'd be really cool to see again. Or like Knuckles could have like a stage if they want to go with the same gimmick. Let's say he's in like Sky Sanctuary, right? Like Sonic, but his style of the like okay, for example, so when Sonic was in his stages, you would have like for example Green Hill Zone, but the layout would be from Skyrail from Sonic Adventure 2.
Yes.
So Knuckles could have like Sky Sanctuary, but the layout could be like Pumpkin Hill from Sonic Adventure 2.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
So I want Tails to have like his tail whip attack back. Let's see, Haley. I don't know. I really don't know what to expect from this, but I'm excited. We got episode Shadow and Forces. Maybe that was them testing stuff out, but like that was basically just Sonic's gameplay. But this is like okay, especially with if Amy's playable. Amy's like never playable.
Yeah, like there was only one other game that she was playable, and that was Adventure 1. Here, this is gonna get interesting.
Well, Heroes also.
Oh yeah, Heroes. Why does that game keep slipping my mind?
Leo, what are your thoughts about these updates here? We just went through like all of the updates that they're listed here.
Um,
You can start from the
the,
beginning.
the what I was thinking about the story. Do you think it's gonna be like a Sonic Hero theme concept, like to where is it gonna be a new story, or is this gonna be like to just showing their part on how they got to where they ended up being in the first place?
Yeah, I don't know. All we can say is that it's basically new story, as in like there will be new cutscenes that we haven't seen before.
Basically, new perspectives of the story.
Well, maybe that's the most likely the case is that they're new perspectives, kind of like a Sonic Adventure kind of thing. I'm getting ahead of myself here, but a lot of people were speculating because of the way Sonic Frontiers ends with all the characters going their own way that it kind of sort of feels like they're leading into like a Sonic Adventure-esque type game. And with especially with them having their own stories here, it's I think first off, like a lot of people praise the character development in this game, and I don't think the character development is all that great. But I don't think it sucks. But I'm just like it's okay. You basically just made one decision with each character, and like there you go. Not That's not really a huge development, but
It's a start.
yeah, it's a start. I think that Knuckles has already left the island plenty of times. Tails has already. Uh, he said he's gonna like go on his own for a bit, and then see Sonic again. And I'm like, okay, well, all I expect to hear after that is, "Hey, long time no see." I was just like, I'm pretty sure we've heard that before.
Yes,
Amy,
dozens of times.
Amy has a couple of times been just like, I haven't seen you in forever, Sonic, and she's like, Sonic, I found you. You know, I'm just like, okay, so she's probably not going to do that again, but knowing Ian Flynn and the fan base at the moment, but I don't know. I think that it is a good start to give them like a new motivation, maybe whatever they're planning, and split them up for them to come back together, and maybe so that way they can be more useful. Like, I guess that's how I perceive Frontiers. It's not like Frontiers is like the pinnacle Sonic game like everyone else sees it as, but I see it more as like this is a Sonic game that is meant to kind of redirect Sonic into
Yes,
eventually
this is basically a stepping off point for something new.
right, so we can get to that pinnacle. I don't know if SA3 would be the next game. Maybe the game after, if they do it.
It would be fun if they did.
Some people say that it's never going to happen, and it might never happen.
Yeah, I'm on the fence. Like, if it happens, great. If it doesn't, oh well, next time.
What do you think, Leo? You think we'll ever get a Sonic Adventure 3? Oh, wait, is he there?
He's on mute.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. I mean, it would be nice for them to do a continuation of SA3 after Frontier, since they're kind of like in that theme, I guess, space. I don't know. But like you said, it might happen, it might not. And, you know, of course, I've seen the end scene of the Frontiers, unfortunately, already. And I don't see any speculations that it will be like they're like I think of course Sage will still be in there and Eggman, but they didn't give really a lot of other clues of anything else that could possibly go in that direction. So But I don't know.
Well, with
We'll
Sonic
see.
Universe,
But
yeah,
whatever
with the
comes,
Sonic,
I mean, it'll be exciting.
yeah, because with the Sonic Universe, you never know what's going to happen. You're either going to get another one of Eggman's plans gone awry, or some deity just waking up from its nap.
Exactly. So at this point, any direction they go will be pretty cool. I mean, Frontier's already set that bar up high, and it'll be nice if they can continue that.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know because I know you played Sonic Adventure 2 when we met when we were younger, and that was I don't know how much you're aware of this, but Sonic Adventure 2 had actually come out maybe like 2 or 3 years before I met you, so it was fairly new-ish still. And since then, a lot of people have wanted Sonic Adventure 3. People were talking about it when Sonic Generations came out in 2010. People still talk about it to this day. And so I didn't know if you knew that because you kind of just got back into the series more recently. But Sonic Adventure
Yeah,
3 is like a hot topic for the Sonic franchise.
yeah. I mean, hopefully, because the Frontiers had really good feedback and good reviews, and a lot of people were talking about it. Hopefully, it opens the door for SA3 sometime soon. I mean, I don't know. I can't remember whenever they interviewed the creator. I think he mentioned something that gave speculation or clues of an SA3, but he didn't really give a lot. I don't know if you saw that interview or if you read about it. I
Yeah,
think I
it's
did.
the one where he said like he wanted to make another adventure game.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, hopefully, like I said, Frontiers opens the door to that. That'll be nice. I mean, just being a fact that Frontiers was a very good game,
Mm-hmm.
but
Now,
you never know. Like I said, now at this point, it could be anything.
now here's a question: what would you guys? I guess it's kind of a hard question to, 'cause I feel like people would have a different perspective of what it means. But like, what would you think an SA3 like should entail? Like, what should it be like? Because I think one of the concerns that a lot of fans have is that Sonic Adventure 3, like, they should never do it because the fan expectation is so high that it's guaranteed to be a disappointment. And I think that, like, well, I think it's worth trying because it could be like a huge thing for the series. And if it fails, it's like it would be bad, but like also the series has had a kind of a slump reputation for a little while anyways. And if they succeed, that'd be kind of great. Like take a risk, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But that being said, what would you I guess think an SA3 should have? Like a be like because Sonic has changed a lot between then and now stylistically. Like the artwork I'm doing right now is like adventure style artwork, like kind of like inspired by like Yuji Uekawa, the artist for Sonic Adventure. And I'm like, for example, if they did a Sonic Adventure 3, would you be okay with them? Well, I think I'd be not okay because I think most people would be okay with it. But like, do you think that they should go with like the 3D model cover artwork like they've been doing lately, or do you think they should go with two-dimensional artwork in this style if they ever did a Sonic Adventure 3?
Hmm.
Go ahead, Gio.
Let's see. Well, first for the cover art, I think I don't know that's a tough one. Like if they go 2D, it'd be like a great sense of nostalgia. But I think we're just so used to like character models on the covers of games these days. So honestly, that is a very mixed bag with good and bad. As far as I expect for an SA3, honestly, I have no clue other than I don't know, maybe include more underrated characters.
What about you, Leo?
I think it would be nice to do a combination of 2D and 3D. You know, give a little bit of the present from the past. You know, give it a little nostalgic. Just like Gio said. I feel like I think I mentioned this to you before. I feel like they should add like do other uh characters too, like you know the Team Chaotix and um you know I don't know, just kind of like a Sonic Heroes, I guess, like another involvement to all the characters. That would be nice as well.
Oh wait,
Um,
I just thought of a character that, well, characters that could use more spotlight if they ever did make an Adventure 3.
Who?
Silver and Blaze.
Okay, yeah, definitely. Because we haven't really seen Blaze that much, and especially in 3D games.
Yeah, like her only 3D game appearances so far is somewhat playable in '06, and then a cameo in Generations.
And yeah, otherwise it's like party games or racing games or something, and he's not really part of the story.
Yeah, and same thing with Silver.
Yeah, Blaze is very underused.
Agreed. So, like, if they do make an Avengers 3, kind of include them. What other underrated characters within?
Avengers 3.
Yeah, yeah, I don't know. My brain's going at Mach 5, and that's normal for me.
Sonic Avengers.
uh,
Not to be confused with Sonic Rangers. Oh, maybe that's the sequel to Frontiers, Sonic Rangers.
well, you never know.
But I don't know. I think for me, I would be okay with them doing a CGI cover, but maybe kind of like at least emulate the kind of like style and poses that they would do for adventure game. But I would prefer if they did like the two-dimensional artwork by Yuji Uekawa, just because I feel like it's kind of synonymous with the style of the adventure series.
That is true.
Another question then. Here's a simple one. Red rings or emblems?
Oh,
I would say emblems, but then again, it's kind of the style now with the red rings.
You
I don't
see,
know.
that
Can we have both?
maybe use them for different things.
can we go with neither?
Uh, you could. I mean, if that's your opinion, yeah.
Because honestly, in other games, I would just find the red rings tedious.
Maybe.
Frontiers, it's less tedious. It's like it's not a requirement, it's just for fun.
Okay. What about emblems?
Emblems, I think, are absolutely tedious.
Oh, really?
Yes. And I'm only saying that because they are mostly tied to like getting A ranks. Like if you want to get the most emblems, you got to complete all the stages at an A rank. And for someone like me who is a Sonic casual, that doesn't happen most of the time.
What about if they include? I mean, they could use them for multiple reasons. Like if there are hub worlds or collectibles, if use them to get a if you get like A ranks or S ranks. Which I think if they switch to S rank, it'd be fine because they didn't even have rankings in Sonic Adventure 1 anyway, so there's no consistency there to worry about. But
Yeah, but
they could treat emblems almost like achievements.
yeah, I would be okay with that. Like if they did a
Mm.
certain thing a couple number of times, then you get an emblem. Like, okay, that
All
would
they gotta
actually be
do,
more tolerable.
all they gotta do is remodel the emblem though, because I think they use the same model of it for SA1 and SA2, and like the graphics are way outdated, but like
Yes, they are.
They could just make an updated model of it and just place the 2D image of Sonic crossing his arms from SA1, and there you go. Call it a day. And you have that sound
Mhm.
effect, that ring, or whatever sound it made.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me think. So
Should we go into spoilers?
for Frontiers,
Yeah.
maybe, but I had one more question then about the adventure game
Okay.
in terms of gameplay. Spin dash, boost, or both?
I would say both.
I would say both, but a little bit more of the boost.
So you would let like SA3 be evolved more into like the modern style of games.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right then, all right. See that because that's the challenge, right? Is that if they make SA3 now, it's like, well, you kind of want it to feel like an adventure game, like SA1 and 2, but because it's a modern game, and you would want it to fit in with the modern series of games in some form. Like you don't want to take a step backwards.
Mm-hmm.
If you guys could add a new ability, like for example, Sonic Adventure added the homing attack, Sonic Adventure 2 added grinding on rails. And this is probably a hard one. You probably, if you can't answer it, feel free to just say yeah, you can't answer it. But like, if you could think of like a new ability, just a simple platforming gameplay ability to add that would possibly be able to continue in the series years to come, what would you add for Sonic Adventure 3?
That's a hard one. I mean, Frontiers gave a lot of new abilities on there.
Yeah.
Um, I think I don't know. That's a hard one. Yeah, because I mean, most of the new Frontiers abilities that they have now are, I mean, not that I would have thought of, but I think those are okay to start right now. I mean, can't really think of anything else that Sonic can do other than other than the new ones. But I don't know. I guess I can't answer that now. I'll probably think of
So
something, but
really, if Sonic played just like he does in Frontiers, like open zone areas, you think like that would be perfectly fine for Sonic Adventure 3? Like just use that.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think that would be
Mhm.
nice. I
Agreed.
think
I can
if
see that
anything,
fitting.
probably one. Because how many abilities does it on Frontiers have? It seemed like he had like what, like maybe 8 of them already.
I was counting like at least 9 to
9,
12.
right?
Well,
Okay.
what are you guys counting as abilities though? Like I know, okay, like yeah. What are you counting as abilities?
So
I
stuff
mean the
like the homing shot, the loop kick.
the the cyclone or whatever that's called.
Oh, the side loop. Oh yeah, the
The
side
side
loop.
loop.
That is true. The side loop was a move that you just use during the platforming and the gameplay and stuff. It's not just like a combat move.
Mm-hmm.
Huh. I did. I
Or
don't
I would
think.
absolutely
No, go ahead.
go
I
ahead,
mean
Lee.
something. Sorry, I would think something related to like electricity or I don't know, kind of like Thor type ability. I don't
Oh,
know, like
oh ever since the movies.
summon a thunderbolt or something, or maybe like a Sales like a thunder sphere or something. I don't know. That would be nice too.
Oh,
Jeez.
something elemental.
It's funny because like
Yeah, like
my Leaper, you know about my character Leaper, Leo.
yeah.
Others they don't really know about it, but like Leaper's abilities were super speed and electricity, and it's funny because a lot of people always say like, "Oh, he kind of reminds me of Sonic," and I'm like, if Sonic gets lightning powers, now people are gonna look at him and be like, "Yeah, it's basically Sonic, right?" I'm like, no, I give him lightning powers first.
Yeah, because it seemed like they're involving more like elemental electricity like ability to Sonic, of course with the Sonic movie, and then of course with the Frontiers game.
Oh,
I
yeah,
think
of course.
a little bit more of that would be nice though.
It's kind of
That's the only
interesting
thing I can
considering
pick up right now.
Sonic usually associates himself with wind, so it is kind of
Yeah,
interesting.
that's what I'm thinking. Like, electricity is nice, but I think Sonic would have more connection with wind-based abilities.
Like Sonic
Kind
Wind.
of like Storm from X-Men.
Yeah, now you're talking.
It would be cool if Sonic could make tornadoes, and I don't mean the blue tornado.
Well, I think with the speed Sonic has, he can easily make 3 of those.
But I'm just saying, like, imagine if like the Psyloop ability allowed you to eventually create like a tornado.
Oh yeah, that would be cool.
Okay, but yeah, that was a tough question, I know, because like for example, the like some whoever came up with the boost. The boost is a simple move, but someone had to think like, hey, let's add a boost to Sonic and then make that like a definitive move. Or like let's add the drop dash where like when you land, you instantly dash forward.
Mm-hmm. And then you got Frontiers with the whole slew of moves. It's like, whoa, guys, this is cool and all, but it kind of saves some surprises for later.
Take it easy.
Exactly.
Okay, and then last adventure related question: what characters do you think should be playable? Well, how? Let's pretend. Let's just for now. Let's just say that it'd be 6 characters playable, right? Because
Yeah.
in both adventure games, I don't know if it's coincidence or not,
It is cold.
since Tails wasn't originally even going to be playable or Rouge, but yeah, both adventure games ended up having 6 playable characters. So Sonic being one of them, who would the other 5 characters be for you guys?
Okay, so I already mentioned Silver and Blaze, so that's 3 right there. I don't know if we should. I don't know if I would include Tails and Knuckles again, because while they were part of the other 2 Avengers series, I think a game without them could be interesting.
And that's a bold statement.
Yeah, it's like, guys, we don't need to know everything that Tails and Knuckles is doing. It's like, let's have some of the other characters have the spotlight.
Well, okay. So what are the characters? Because you still have 3
Okay,
spots.
so Sonic, Silver. Okay, so Sonic, Silver, Blaze. Uh. Oh, this just hit me. Metal Sonic.
Playable, huh?
Uh-huh. Think about it. Metal Sonic has never been playable outside of party games or 2-player mode.
All right.
So let's see. Sonic, Metal,
Have you seen my
Silver
phone?
Blaze. Uh, hmm.
You doing all right over there, Gio?
Yeah, but I think there's smoke coming out of my ears.
All right. While you think of more characters, then Leo, who would be your 6 characters, including Sonic?
I'm gonna have to take 2 of Geo's, so Silver and Blaze. I think, you know what? It'll be nice to have Blaze on the next game. Like her involvement and her abilities, I think it really fits the concept of a Frontiers game. That as far as we are right now.
That is true.
I don't know if I can add. I don't know if I can add these other two or these other players, but I would love to see Jet the Hawk for some reason in his team in the next game. Um,
The rogues without their boards.
the Babylon.
That
So be
would be pretty interesting.
Silver. Yeah. Who else? Who else?
It's funny you say that. I've always wanted to see Jet appear in more games outside of the writers' games.
Yeah. What about? I mean, Shadow. I guess
Okay, so Sonic,
Shadow, Silver, Blaze. We're missing two, right?
Jet,
Jet.
saying one.
One more.
You know what? I'm gonna have to add Shadow to my list as well. I didn't want to because out of bias, I would add Shadow in a heartbeat.
Okay.
Yeah, but I gave in. So yeah, Shadow.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I mean, if you want, you can make your sixth character just undescribed new character. Just be like, hey, the sixth character can be a new character. You don't even have to tell me like what you think that new character would be like. You can. You don't have to.
Oh. Lightning has struck the brain.
Oh well, we lost Geo. He's dead.
No, not in that way. Besides, it's not even stormy around here. Anyways, you remember the character creator from Forces?
Yeah.
What if they implemented that, but better?
The Wolf with Glasses.
No, I think he just means like you create the sixth character, but like, but the creator would be better than the creator from Forces.
Oh, okay.
Maybe they actually look like Sonic characters. Maybe more
Yes.
species. Maybe yeah, like the rabbit and the cats actually look like Cream and Blaze for a change. You know.
Yeah, you can actually adjust their their eye color to be mismatched if you want. You can just like go full bonkers on it.
The echidna and foxes would be available.
Yes, I would definitely include those with the absence of
What
tails.
about another whole like Knuckles like echidna, like just comes out of nowhere, appears out of nowhere?
Like story wise?
Oh my!
Or are you saying
like
no, you're saying that being the new character, right?
Yeah, being a new character, like let's say Tails and Knuckles and all of them are exhausted from being locked, and of course being not physically there, and then somebody just pops up. You know how, I don't know how to explain it. You know how a new Power Ranger just pops out of nowhere, like a cool new Power Ranger just pops out of nowhere.
Yes, I know that
like,
trope all too well.
Kind of like that, the Lost Galaxy Rangers, and then the Magna Ranger just comes out of nowhere and saves the team or helps out the team more. Kind of like that.
Hi, like I'm a new hero like you guys, but you don't know me yet, and you're gonna.
Yeah, like just pops out of nowhere.
Okay.
Yeah.
Or maybe another Silver-like character, maybe he brings somebody from his world or something. I don't know. Maybe somebody from the future,
That is true. We've had like a time travel element before, but we really didn't explore it that well, did we?
Hailey?
Why is she turning into a hyena?
Hailey, Gio wants to know why you're turning into a hyena.
Video.
Of course.
I was watching this video where the cat, I guess the cat had yogurt or something, or like the owner had a yogurt and then put it in front of the cat to smell it, and the cat smelled it, and the cat was like, "What?" Like it gagged.
It made that sound.
Yeah, it was like, "What?" That's why it's so funny. It was
Yeah.
literally gagging.
I'm already picturing it in my head, and I'm laughing.
Can I hear it?
I'll have to find the video.
Well, you were just
No, it's a person reacting to the video.
just
Oh,
check
Lord.
your like recently watched or something.
That's a long video I saw a while ago. Hang on, I have to go find
You
it.
were literally laughing at it right now when I called you.
Okay, give me a second, actually.
Oh,
It's
God.
a really obscure website.
Oh, boy.
Oh, well, that's
That's-
helpful.
That's not sus at all. Speaking of sus, by the way, guys, we have like this one plan. Tell me what you guys think of this plan. But like, I feel like, do you know where I'm going with this yet? No. Okay. So in the
Wait,
THZ
what?
chat, no. Okay, in the THZ chat, with the other hosts, we were talking about maybe like streaming like some of us playing Among Us together.
Oh my, that. If Houston is going to get involved in that, I suspect so many memes made out of it.
Oh, I severely hope that Houston and Pedro both join the game.
If they
because that
join
will-
the game,
that
that
will
is going to be chaos.
Houston's gonna be like, yeah, vote Pedro. I think it's him just because. Yeah.
I mean, you barely need an excuse in that game. All you have to do is say the word sus, and everybody is against that person.
I just thought of it because like Among Us VR came out recently, right? I played it.
I've heard of that.
And I like the idea of Among Us VR. It was cool, but I played it a little bit with Hailey's brother, and it's a fun thing. You know, the only problem is I played with Shalice too, but the problem is when I played with like Shalice, we had like a room full of like a bunch of kids, and like it's funny. Like for example, in the Hedgehog Zone, we try to keep it PG, appropriate for kids, right?
Yeah.
But the ironic thing is, and this is no surprise, but kids are not like appropriate at all. So there was a lot of slurs going around, a lot of inappropriate jokes and stuff. And I'm not trying to sound old or anything. I get it. It wasn't that long ago, you know. I expected it. It's just I'm not used to being in the environment where I'm the adults around a bunch of kids. I can't be on their level because then I look stupid. And then if I don't say anything, I'm just sitting there, you know, and I'm like, they're literally over here taunting, right? And I'm just kind of like, whatever.
I found it. I found the video. Look.
Oh dear.
I found the video.
Okay. What?
Did you see the cat?
You sure that was a cat gagging?
Did you see the cat?
It sounded like something
Yes, I
else.
saw it. What the heck?
It sounded like a demon.
That looked ridiculous. This cat's eyes bulged out. Was that real? Was that not a filter or something?
No.
Are you sure? I don't know. Anyways, in the original Among Us game, you don't have to hear their voices, right? And we could just do a private lobby with just the Hedgehog Zone hosts, and it's like, yeah, let's just us play, and then like we'll talk like on Discord or something or Zoom or whatever they prefer, you know, and then I'll just like stream the gameplay, and you can hear us all talking to each other, and it would be funny. I know that's what a lot of YouTubers were doing anyways around the time it first came out.
Yeah.
But like, I don't know. I just thought of it. I'm like, we should play Among Us together because
Yes, you should.
all we get to do is talk to each other. We never get to like play anything together, and it'd be kind of cool. You could play too, Gio, if you want.
Well, there's two problems with that.
Okay, well, don't worry about it.
Yeah, one is that
Internet.
I don't. Well, That, and two, I don't really do like multiplayer games.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I honestly, ever since multiplayer became a thing, I just wasn't a big fan.
You don't like playing with others?
Nope, I do not have the patience for it, especially when there's co-op options in games I tolerate. I still don't have the patience.
Huh. Interesting. Leo, you could play with us.
I don't even know what that is.
Well, okay. Well,
You seriously don't know what Among Us is?
No, not really.
uh,
I am
I
envious
am
of your
being
ignorance.
100% like I don't know what that is. I'm made of like came across it. I don't know if there's this like little small creatures with like square faces. I guess I don't know.
yeah.
I
That
think
is
I've
them.
seen one of. Yeah, so I've seen one of my coworkers is mentioning because her son is into that, and I just seen a picture of it, and then that was the last thing that I've ever seen anything
Yeah.
related to it. So,
Yeah,
but
and
at
they
that
look like
point, I didn't
this.
even know what they were.
This is basically what they look like.
So I mean, what is the game about? I mean, what do you do?
It's basically a whodunit on a spaceship.
Okay.
Yeah, you know the board game Clue?
Yeah.
Think of that, but in this space theme.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I mean, what is it like a game that I have to download or what is it?
You
Yeah.
can get it. You can get it on Steam. So you have Steam now, so
Okay.
you can get it on Steam. It's
Yeah.
very cheap. I think the regular game is like $5 or something like that, and it's a 2-dimensional game. You look at it from bird's eye view, kind of ish, and but the characters are like 2D. You're running around like this map, right? I mostly just play it on the ship because the other maps are feel kind of weird, but you can play regardless. It's the easiest one for beginners. The simple concept of this game is there's like I think at least 4 to 10, sometimes 15, depending on your setting, of individuals that fill up in a lobby, like you're playing online with people, right? You can also just create your own lobby, introduce your friends, give them the code, and then make it private. And then, like, if you want, you can make it public for other people to randomly join, but it's optional. Point is there's a bunch of you playing online, right? And when you start a game, um, 1 to 3 people, depending on the settings you choose, will randomly be selected as quote unquote the imposters, right? Basically, what you do in the game is, as a crewmate, they give you this list of tasks to do. You have a map that shows you where all those tasks are in the ship. You run around, find the tasks, you do them like little mini games, and you try to complete all the tasks. And if all the crew members complete all the tasks, then you guys win. Good to go, right? Here's the thing, though: the people who are signed as imposters, they're pretending to be crewmates like you, but actually, their their objective is to kill all of you. So they have to sneak up on you, kill you, run away, and when you find a dead body, you can report it. You can start a meeting, and every time a dead body is reported or a meeting is started, you have like this little chat, right? And everyone is just talking for a little while, trying to figure out who the killer is. And then you have to vote. You can skip the vote, or you can vote someone who you think is suspicious. Or if you saw them, just be like, "Yeah, I saw this guy." But then they might be like, "Oh yeah, well I saw you kill him," and we all vote the person. You eject the person that gets voted, and it'll be like, "Hey, this person was not the imposter," and then you're like, "Oh dang, we done goofed," you know? Or it is the imposter, and
What
you're
are
like,
you
"Ah."
doing?
I'm explaining Among Us to Leo. He said he never heard of Among Us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Do you like to eat snacks? Yes, I like to eat snacks. I'm eating one right now.
Oh, obvious hi dude. Hey there.
Yeah, I know. I'm slipping. It's been a while.
Yeah. If they're still there. Hi. uh But yeah, so that's the general description of Among Us, Leo. Is you trying to guess who the imposter is. The imposter's goal is to try to kill all of you. I think there has to be an equal amount of crewmates as imposters, or like one less, or something like that. The point is once they win, it'll reveal to everyone who the imposters were.
Okay. Is that the same subscription everybody else is on?
Is that the what?
The basic subscription, is that what everybody's using? Like, would it be compatible? Like, would I be in the same world with you guys, or?
I mean, yeah. So
Okay.
here's the thing too, because I downloaded it on my phone. It's also cross-platform. So like if I'm playing on my computer, you can play it from your phone, and we can still play together.
Okay. Cool.
Also, there's another reason why I can't play Among Us. I have a terrible poker face.
Oh, our friend Hope, I call him a sociopath. He's too good at being the imposter.
If he's too good at being the imposter, then you must be dead on.
Yeah, because here's the thing, like I feel like sometimes when he's talking to everyone, I'm just like, sometimes me and Hailey and Hope will be in a voice call while we're playing the game. We just don't tell the others that we know each other, because sometimes people tend to think that, like, oh, that means that we're cheating. I'm like, no, that's not true at all. Sometimes we're against each other, but we're hanging out, we're talking and stuff, and we're also playing the game. And I know that Scott's the imposter.
No, you just
Oh, it's Hope. Whatever. He doesn't care as much as I do, but sorry, Hope, but Hope is the imposter, right? And I'll know because he killed me. And I'm like, bro, you killed me. I'm a ghost over here trying to finish my task. You can do that too. And chatting with the other dead people. And I'll know that he's the imposter, and I'll hear him in the call kind of muttering, like when some people's accusing him. And I'm like, I swear he actually believes he's innocent. He's killing people, and he's like he's convinced himself that he is not the imposter.
Wow.
I'm like, this guy's a straight sociopath. Hope, if you're hearing this, I'm sorry. Like, but it's a compliment though. Like, you're too good at the game. I think
Exactly.
he would say though something probably along the lines of like, nah, it's just luck, Like, there's no such thing as being good or bad at the game.
But I honestly don't have the best poker face in the world. Like, there are a few times where I can just keep a calm face, but in front of my family, I honestly cannot lie to save my life.
It would be really cool if there was like a Sonic Among Us fan game. Who plays like Sonic characters instead of colors, like little chibi Sonics.
Well, with the amount of costumes Among Us has, I'm surprised they haven't put in Sonic themed costumes in there.
All the Sonic themed costumes go to Fall Guys.
I know, which is good, but you can branch out to more games.
Speaking of which, Hope is Eggman in Fall Guys.
Oh,
And I have Super Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and I think I have regular Sonic, but I'm not sure. Eggman looks funny in that game. It just looks like a little Eggman. Like it's the real thing. It's Eggman.
yeah.
As a bean. That's what he gets for being cruel to those beans and Mean Bean Machine.
Exactly.
So anyway,
So, yeah, so a THC Among Us, I would pay good money to view that.
all right then. Well, you are welcome to do that.
Well, not at the moment. I mean, I got holiday shopping to do first. Priorities.
Yeah, you gotta rearrange those priorities, maybe. But anyways, next topic. Unless you guys had anything else you guys wanted to talk about or add, or
No, not really. I was
Okay,
just
well-
gonna say, like, what about the Sonic Color Wisp in a new Sonic game?
As much as I want to say I want the Wisps back, they've had their time. Let them take a vacation.
I personally do not have anything against the Wisps, but I will tell you this, Leo. Uh, I don't know if it's maybe just because of the association with the writers and that era of Sonic, but a lot of fans have actually gotten kind of like this weird like grudge against the Wisps. And also because we haven't seen Chow for a while, so a lot of people are kind of like, "Oh, why do they keep bringing back the Wisps and not the Chow?" So I like on a personal level, I wouldn't mind. I'd be like, "Yeah, cool, include the Wisps." I mean, they were a thing. It'd be kind of odd for them to just suddenly not be a thing, but I think in terms of like the like overall fan base reception, I'd probably leave them out, or I would leave them in uh, to a minor degree, and then make sure the Chow are also there to distract people from the fact that the Wisps are there.
Okie dokie. So, Frontier spoilers, anyone?
Well, what spoilers do you want to give?
Okay, so I want to go into spoilers that involve like my overall experiences in detail.
Oh, okay, go ahead. Leo,
Okay.
get the popcorn.
Okay, so first off, the bosses I honestly think felt too easy.
Yeah, they're all spectacle.
Yeah, which okay, cinematic wise, they were awesome, including the music in the background. Like, I have no problems with that. Difficulty, I hate to say this, but older games had more difficulty to them than this.
I feel like what difficulty I probably endured during the stream was probably like out of nervousness. Like first off, because I'm doing it live and I'm like, oh, I'm afraid like if I mess up in front of everyone, it's like, oh my god, really, you know. But also it's because it's such a hype moment. If you lose, it's like, oh, you kind of ruin the moment. But also it's because everything's moving around so fast. I'm just like, I'm gonna screw this up. And while I so on some of the bosses I took a little longer to beat it, it was like, well, I never did lose to any of them. And in hindsight, I'm
Yeah,
like, you know what? If I knew what was coming, then I'm like, yeah, this is super easy. But it's spectacle. It was fun. It was exciting.
yeah.
And
Not saying like they were bad bosses. I'm just saying they could have been a little more threatening. And I know that's saying something considering that these guys are basically Titan class bosses, but
it's weird too, because I remember somebody saying like, "Oh, one of the fights was even better than the Dark Gaia fight," and I'm like, I don't know.
mm,
I
yeah,
mean,
I mean, even the Dark Fire guy looks a little more challenging than this.
it was a little harder. It just wasn't as fast paced. But I think that it's what's interesting about the Titans too is that like really, if you think about it, they don't stand a chance against Supersonic because they're powered by one emerald, and Supersonic's powered by all seven. And I'm like, you know what? Sonic may have had a hard time with him because he's little, but Supersonic wouldn't has fought in way tougher things. And these guys lost to whatever it was that attacked them. And
Mhm.
apparently Supersonic and one Titan controlled by Sage was able to beat it through
Yeah,
through Galaga.
yeah. And speaking of that, so I was playing on normal the whole time. Got to the second to last boss, switched to hard.
Uh-huh.
just for the sake of completion, it was like, you know what? I'll do it. Just see how it works. And both times, I defeated both the last Titan and the secret boss. First try, no deaths, no game overs, I should say.
I told that to Shalice, Paul. No, not Paul. He didn't finish the game. I told it to Shalice and Luke, and they're like, "Oh, come on!" And Luke's like, "Yeah, shut up, Gio."
No. I swear. And you want to know what my secret was? Want to know what my secret was? I held down one of the fire buttons while alternating the other. That's it.
What?
That is how easy the secret boss is. You hold down one of the fire buttons, occasionally press the other one to switch things up, press the R2 when it's ready, done.
So instead of switching between the buttons, you're just like, your form of switching is just pressing the other button, but never let go of the first one.
Exactly.
Well,
And the
pro
game's-
pro tip has just been given here in the Hedgehog Zone. I should try it.
You should. And then another strange part is that I wrapped this all up before Thanksgiving started. Like literally as soon as my mother and brother came over, the second they came into the house, I was done.
All right then, perfect timing. Good for you.
Yeah, I was like, you know what, I got to get this done. It's like it
Well,
shouldn't be so bad.
you haven't gotten to that point yet, Leo. So now you have a pro tip. When you get to that point, just remember, hold down one of the triggers, and that's it. And press the other one occasionally.
My man. Let me go ahead and write that down.
Yeah, you should. And to any of
Let me go ahead and
our,
write this down. You
and
know
to any
what?
of the-
This is a very beneficial discussion. I'm taking a lot of tips out of this, so thank you.
You are welcome. And to any of the Hedgehog Zone members watching this, I just want to point out that, yes, that's all it took. I just figured it out on the fly. It's like, you know what? I'm just going to hold down the fire button. Done.
Were you surprised, or were you expecting it to be easy?
I was expecting to die a few times, at least like twice. But I did lost 2 of my chances. I didn't get a game over.
I don't know why. I still feel a little bit insulted. He's just kind of like, I expected to die twice. Not nearly as much as Axe. No one would ever die that much. But
Yeah. But and to be fair, before I completed Frontiers, I was completing Ragnarok, and I had like epic boss fight to epic boss fight, so that kind of helped my confidence a little bit.
I guess so.
Yeah, it's like the planet, like a
Whatever it was.
world destroying planetoid, easy.
The
Going up
purple
against Thor and
sphere.
Odin, the purple sphere. That's easy. Going up against Odin and Thor back to back, that's where the real challenge is at.
So I kind of wonder, if since they're doing all these updates, I feel like they probably wouldn't, but it'd be really cool if they updated us with like a new final boss.
Yes, please, because a purple sphere is not intimidating.
I don't even know what it is. I don't know what we're fighting. I don't know why it's attacking anything.
Yeah, all those questions don't help in the problem either. Like, okay, you want to know an intimidating boss? Biolizard. Perfect chaos. Hell, Metal Overlord. Those things are intimidating. Even Dark Gaia, Merlina in her final form with the Black Knight. Those are intimidating. Heck, even the Eraser Jane cosplaying as Hoopa was intimidating.
It's
Purple
who?
Planet Hoopa from Pokemon.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but a purple planetoid. Majora's Moon was more threatening than that thing.
Dare I even say Zavok was probably a, a more intimidating final boss.
Yes, even Zavok and okay, anyone who saw the Lost World stream knows I do not care for the Deadly Six. They are bland, they are boring, they are just there to fill the runtime. But even then, they had interesting gimmicks. The end? Nothing. It is just a big purple sphere just shooting lasers. That's it. Nothing fun. Nothing intimidating. Zero threat factor.
Leo, I'm scared.
I think you guys are bringing a good point though, like because I don't know if you were the guys that mentioned it or other people, but you know, bosses before used to be hard and non-enjoyable. I don't know if that's what they wanted to bring to Frontiers, is to more of an enjoyable bosses instead of hard. If I don't know if that makes sense. Like they wanted to. I think you guys are bringing a good point though. Like it was easy, but I'm pretty sure you guys enjoyed it because you know, of course, CGI and all that was great.
Yeah, like
Music and background was great, but I think what they wanted to do is to kind of bring back more of the enjoyable part of it instead of, because you know, how many times did Axe died in that in the Black Knight? You know,
okay, to be fair,
it was hard. It was hard.
Now, to be fair, the whole King Arthur thing, that was a technical issue.
Yeah, I didn't have that much of an issue when I was fighting Merlina, actually.
Yeah, like Merlina, that's if anything,
But
that was
like
kind of
even
like the opposite for me my first time.
But what about like the Sonic Battle, like that game? You know, I know it's not.
No,
you know,
you got a point there. Like when it gets too difficult, it becomes just frustrating. And I think that like there's a balance, maybe like if they're gonna make it fun, that you have the spectacle, make it fun, right? But then make it a little bit challenging, so that when you beat it, you feel like wow, I'm like awesome because I beat this thing.
And that's what the Titans were like. Yes, they were easy. That nitpick is never going to change. However, it was enjoyable beating the ever-living scrap out of them.
Here's the thing, though. Sonic Frontiers has an easy, normal, and hard mode that don't really feel like it made a difference. They could the way the Titans were in Sonic Frontiers could be easy mode, or maybe even normal mode for all I know. Easy mode could be like more hand holding or something, whatever, less hits. But then hard mode should be that difficult kind of fight, but not like cheap difficult, you know. And then if you want like in Sonic Battle, then I would say do like an extra hard or whatever, because sometimes they have those modes.
Yeah, but like I was saying, the Titans, those were enjoyable to beat up. And when I did the triangle circle, the combination when the prompt was there, that made it even more fun because I tossed Wyvern around like a sack of potatoes straight into a freaking canyon. That was fun. Serving around on Night Shield, that was fun. Getting to stop being Gigantos or whatever the heck that Titan's name was, from basically eating me like a Tic Tac. That was fun. Doing Galaga in space against an unknown planetoid. That's so fun when you know the easiest way to beat it.
I will say though, when I was younger, Perfect Chaos and Biolizard were kind of difficult. And
yes, they should.
They're very simple. They're easy, but they're difficult because of the challenge that's there. So then the difference between that and this is that they have the right feel though, because at the time we were like, wow, this is really awesome, you know. But like if they were to do that today, I don't think that they would need to change how the boss fight works. They would need to change is the presentation. Like the music is hype, right? So then make the animations hype. Like the way the laser looks, maybe like when the laser hits you, and with BioLizard, they could do the thing like in Sonic Frontiers where like Sonic is blocking it, you know, and you have to press square or whatever like over and over,
Yeah.
and then you know, try to get closer. They could do the thing where like you see more like flames and flares around them because they're getting close to the earth or whatever. Show more camera angles, show more like fast movement, something that makes it almost feel like you're playing a scene, you know?
Yeah.
And that would make it more exciting, but without making it too much harder or too much easier. And then you would have fun. And they could do that in the next game. Like they could take the good things that come from these fights because they're not bad fights, but like take the good things from them, like what Leo's pointing out, like hey, you had fun with this, then add some of the challenge of like not like really hard fights, but like something decently like BioLizard, and then just kind of mix them together and be like, wow, it kind of made both of them better, or both styles of fights better.
Yeah. And now, granted, during each of these Titan fights, I had my rings maxed out to what I had at the time, so. And I took a page out of your buck axe and made sure I got all the rings to fill up my meter, did the infinite boost, all that jazz. So that kind of helped out a bit with the easiness, which, okay, I made it a little too easy for myself. But still, the Titans, overall enjoyable.
I guess you could do that before turning to supersonic. Just be like, here, let me lose my rings and start with only 100 rings.
I guess you could, but
because now you got to do it fast.
I
don't know.
Yeah, but anyways, so an idea just popped in my head to make the end a little more interesting. Why didn't they like fight the core of this thing?
The core of what? The
sphere.
The sphere. What difference does it make, Gio?
The difference is you get to beat the ever-living daylights of a planetoid from the inside out instead of going Galaga on it.
Yeah, I guess, but I don't. Again, I don't know what the core, what the planetoid even is or why it is.
Yeah, but that would be the exciting point. We get to see what the Coco were scared of. Like,
I don't think so. Like if they show the core of it, it's like, for all you know, it could just be the core of the planetoid, and there's like, I still don't know why it's a planetoid. I don't know like how is this thing alive? Is it digital or not? Why is it attacking us? I would still be equally confused, I think. Yeah. I really doubt, but I hope they explain more about this in a future game. And I also hope, fingers crossed, but I'm really hoping, I know a lot of people might be against this because normally I would be if it weren't for the past 10 years, but like, guys, we're not getting any younger. I really don't want to wait until 2027 to play the next Sonic game. I'm gonna be pretty old, and even the young Sonic fans are gonna be old. Like people who were introduced to like Sonic Generations by that point are gonna be like having kids, and I'm like,
they're gonna be our age.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be like, I grew up with the classic games and the Neat Adventure games, as they got edgier, you know, like my age group got edgier, and and then adulthood hits and the games got all babyish, right? And it's not just because I'm an adult that I perceive them that way. They were literally more babyish than some of the previous games. And then now we have this, and I'm like, this is cool and all, but what?
Stop everything and do 10 push-ups.
I gotta do push-ups, but um, so yeah, there's that, and that's cool and all, but like from ages to help you understand, try to imagine it from, if you were in this perspective, from ages like say 9 to 8 to like the end of high school or a little bit after high school, I got Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2, Sonic Heroes, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic Riders, Sonic '06, Sonic and the Secret Ring, Sonic and the Black Knight, Sonic Riders Zero Gravity, Sonic Unleashed, Sonic Colors, and Sonic Generations. And then after that, I got Sonic Lost World, Sonic Forces and Mania, and Sonic Frontiers.
You're forgetting the black sheep of the entire franchise. That's saying something considering Shadow's the black sheep.
The Boom series?
Yes.
I didn't play. I played Rise of Lyric, but it's not even the main. Again, I don't even count those because they're not the main like series. It's a different universe. But even if I did count them, okay, again, compared to that first list, Lost World, Rise of Lyric, a couple of handheld games, Forces and Mania, and then Frontiers. That's nothing compared to, again, Sonic Adventure, Sonic Adventure 2. Oh, and I forgot to mention the Advanced Trilogy, Battle, Rush, Rush Adventure, Secret Rings, Black Knight, Sonic Chronicles, Sonic '06, Shadow the Hedgehog, Sonic Heroes. Did I say Sonic Heroes already? I don't know. I've been saying a lot of games. It's already more than the past 10 years. Come on. I need some more Sonic in my life.
That's true. But technically we already do, considering that Sonic is getting like movies.
Yeah, that is true. We're getting multimedia.
Yeah, like we're getting movies. We're having a new cartoon coming out in like 2 weeks.
Rob Gorman says, "Does anyone ever thought of going vegan?"
No, I can't because it's it's a palate thing for me. My tongue cannot.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, so I can't go vegan even if I wanted to.
Speaking of the multimedia era, this is going to be my last topic for tonight. Sonic Prime. Sonic. It's funny because like we had the game just came out, right? Like we were really focused on the movie for a while, and then the game finally trickled in. We got Origins and we got Frontiers, and now Frontiers is a huge deal, but it's passed, and people are starting to talk about it just a little bit less, and it's crazy because it's like we waited for it for so long, and now it's like, well, here's to waiting for the next Sonic thing. Luckily, we have Sonic Prime, and that comes out in exactly like 2 weeks from
today.
From today, if it's after midnight for you. And the funny thing is like it feels like Sonic's going in different directions all around. Like the movies, totally different direction, right? It's still a little childish, but not in the same way as the games, and they're pretty cool. Then Sonic Frontiers moving a different direction, and now we have Sonic Prime. Which the funny thing to me is that Sonic Prime feels like the game series moving in the next direction. That's like an improvement from like Forces and Lost World, but it feels more like the direction I would expect the series to actually go. And Frontiers feels kind of like a direction I wasn't expecting for Sonic. Or I'm like, this almost doesn't even feel as much like Sonic anymore, which is not a bad thing, but it's like it feels like they're re-identifying Sonic. But Sonic Prime feels like your typical Sonic, but just on a new adventure. So, how do you guys feel about Sonic Prime?
I'm honestly excited for it.
Leo?
I am too. It looks very interesting. Like you said, is the old Sonic that we know as of today, in a new adventure, and we'll just have to wait to see how it goes. I mean, it looks very promising from what we seen so far, all the content and trailers. So it looks very good.
What are you guys looking forward to with Sonic Prime the most? Like from the trailers you've seen, like what is it that excites you the most about Sonic Prime so far?
I guess just the new concept of the. Of course, it would be a new concept, but it has to be a new thing, right?
Yeah.
Um, just the whole multiverse thing, that I think hopefully they don't go too crazy with it. Give it a very stable situation with the multiverse. Don't go too crazy. um,
Oh, Leo, you forget Multiverse 101. It's always a bonkers trip.
I know, but it's like don't go too crazy. But I I think it'll be cool. I'm looking forward to it.
I'm actually looking forward to the multiverse concept as well, just to see how many different worlds we can go for. Like the trailers, we saw the dystopian Eggman world. We saw a glimpse of prehistoric times and Pirate Land. Pirate Land, I am really looking forward to because Douglas as a pirate, irony.
Who was a pirate?
Knuckles.
Oh yeah, like Sinbad. It makes me think of Sinbad, yeah, a little bit.
Mhm.
Um, but also it's funny too because like Rouge is part of their crew apparently, which is new to see. But it's also funny seeing like I guess like everyone is a pirate. It was weird seeing Amy as like a cyborg. I'm like, yeah, and then Big the Cat is fighting alongside them. I could have sworn I saw Big the Cat shooting at them, right? And it was a detail I thought everyone missed. I'm like, wow, Big the Cat's a bad guy in this universe, but I think he's actually shooting forward at the enemy while the heroes are like rushing forward. But
Possibly.
that's still bonkers because like Big the Cat's fighting.
Yeah, and he.
Okay.
Gio?
Uh, um, which is bonkers because normally Big is such a laid back dude. And speaking of which, I had uncovered Quick Frontiers loop back. I also like uncovered all the islands, all the fishing spots, and 100% all the fishing spots, by the way, because why not? I want to see it how far it goes, and then I fished up an alligator.
Oh yeah, isn't it like a hyper realistic alligator?
Yes, and I thought, hey, it's Victor's cousin.
Wait, oh yeah.
That's one thing I wanted to mention too. Like, what if the multiverse brings every character back, but like in a wacky way? Like, do you think that'll happen with this show? Like, it'll like for some reason I feel like it's not just gonna be about Eggman and the crew being in an alternative universe, but I feel like it's just gonna involve other characters too and somehow.
I hope so. I want to see Blaze in a cartoon.
Yeah, that would be interesting to see, though. I guess it
But
depends on the world. Like, Silver, I can see in the dystopian universe. And then, who knows? We might get Marine in the Pirate Land.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm. And they'd be like, hey, Axe, it's your favorite character to voice. And scream.
I'm not gonna do it. But um, speaking of voices too, like, yeah, we're getting new voices for the characters. You know what's funny too? In Japanese, they're getting their usual voice actors.
Not surprising there.
Yeah, so basically, I don't know if it was like that for Sonic Boom as well, but probably. But like the Japanese crowd, they've had the same voice actors since Sonic Adventure, into Sonic X, into probably Sonic Boom, into the modern games, into Sonic Prime, and I'm just like, I think the only thing recently they had where they had different voice actors was the movies, and Eggman's voice actor since his Japanese voice passed away a few years ago.
Yeah.
And but I think the new actor sounds very similar, so it's like they're probably not complaining too much.
Mm-hmm. Uh. Oh yeah, and then there was that end of the second trailer where Sonic's like traveling between universes, and then somehow Shadow pops in, and I'm like, okay, how did he do that?
Yeah, Highly thinks that maybe like Shadow is also like no wait, did she say this or who said this? Maybe it could have been just me, but somebody we were talking about how like it seems kind of like Shadow might also be traveling through universes, and maybe like they're both gonna have to like kind of like work together with this. Like he's the only other character who's also traveling through universes, and I was saying maybe we won't really see him that much at first, but then later we will, and then like find out what he's been up to, and it'd be kind of cool if like Sonic and Shadow have to tag team through this, like as
Do,
partners.
do you feel like Shadow will be like a Silver, like he will come and not like time traveling, but more of a multiverse traveling, like
Dimension
you know,
jumping?
yeah, dimension jumping, and he's like, oh, Sonny, this happens because what's currently happening now. Like I've come to warn you or to assist you, just like Axe said.
Well,
Like
I think like we saw that they were like sparring in the Green Hill Zone before, and I
Yeah.
think it's a friendly competition. I don't think that they're actually fighting. I could be completely wrong, but the impression I've gotten from Shadow so far is that he kind of comes off a little bit friendlier to me. And again, I could be way off, but like he could be like a little friendlier, a little bit more like what you would expect Shadow to be like after SA2
Mm-hmm.
versus what he ended up turning into. And like, well, he could be like a very serious dude, but like, or kind of like an '06, like for example, Silver was fighting Sonic. He had Sonic kind of trapped, and Shadow showed up out of nowhere and kind of like cut him off, right? And he looked back at Sonic. Sonic just kind of nodded at him and ran off. And it was kind of like almost like this moment of like oh yeah, like clearly Shadow and Sonic they're on the same side. Of course, Shadow's got Sonic's back, right?
Mm-hmm.
But you can't always tell that the way like they treat Shadow's character in the modern series. And in that particular game, it felt natural, almost like this is how I expect Shadow to be after Sonic Adventure 2. Even if he lost his memories, like it just makes sense that this is where his character would go. And maybe like in Prime, he's kind of like that. Like, yeah, I'm serious, but like we're still friends or we're still like allies or whatever.
Yeah.
Goku Vegeta type relationship there.
Well, maybe, but Vegeta hates Goku, so
Well, still, I mean, there's a level of respect, but he still hates his guts.
yeah, I'm
But
thinking
I
just
feel I feel like I mean, even Vegeta said before, like that fuels him to be a better form of himself. And I don't know if I mean that would be cool for Shadow to say that at one point, like, you know, kind of
I,
like a motivational thing for him to be a better, like, the ultimate form. He wants to continue that, you know,
this is gonna be
for
weird to
him.
say, but this is weird to say, but like I almost feel like that would fit more with Jet. Like I think if anyone's gonna be like Vegeta as a character, I think Infinite would be the one, because like he's the one who seems to have like the most like the most
Pride.
yeah, he has the most value in his pride. But like in terms of the relationship with Sonic, I feel like Jet is like his character role literally is rival. Like Sonic has
Mm-hmm.
multiple rivals, but Jet is purely rival. Like I bel- I am here specifically to compete against you, and like in the second game, he's just kind of like I'm looking for Sonic because I want to basically race the guy. Like I want to prove I'm better than him, and he's
Yeah.
always better than me. But that makes me want to be better than him. But with Shadow, I feel kind of almost like it's Sonic who like compares himself to Shadow more, and Shadow just kind of entertains it.
Yeah.
And I feel like the trailers make it sound like maybe something happened and Shadow got cut in it as well, and maybe Shadow like figured out what's happening, and he's like, "Hey, Sonic, like." Kind of similar to what you said, Leo, but instead of like knowing what's going to happen, it's more of like, hey, I know like the situation that we're in, and if we don't fix it, then like the world is in trouble or something.
Kind
So
of like let's find out together. Like let's. I don't know what we're expecting, but let's work together so whatever it comes does not happen.
oh yeah, almost like Shadow maybe just got more information than Sonic did, and he's like, okay, so if we don't fix the Paradox Prism, then like we're all gonna like split into different personalities, and there's gonna be a universe where I'm dressed as Miku Hatsune or Sailor Moon eating a cereal, and Geo is not gonna be happy about that.
Alex, you know I've adapted to that type of vicinity.
Yeah, just like it's like then you go and you see it actually happen, and you're just like, that was cheap.
But I'm cheaper.
If we don't fix things now, Shadow's gonna end up having a pink suit.
And eating a Swiss roll.
And doing a Tootsie Roll.
Doing the Tootsie Roll. Okay.
Let me check the chat here real quick. Oh, VJ is with us. Hello, VJ.
Howdy, guys. But yeah, so the Sonic Prime, though, I'm excited. I'm excited to hear the new voice, see the animation. I'm excited because it's coming up. Like we're that's the thing we're gonna have to move on to. I feel like we're barely talking about Sonic Prime because we're still focused on Frontiers. But like in 2 weeks, Prime is it's gonna be the big talk of the fan base.
Yeah.
Dude, I'm pressured now. I have to beat Frontiers before then.
Yeah, you got to do it, bro.
Dude,
What's the problem?
You know what? I'm gonna do it.
You're gonna
Give
do
me
it? You're gonna
about-
speedrun it?
Give me about 5 days and 2 bags of baked chips, and I got it. I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna do
Yeah, I
it.
can see that.
Yeah, Paul said he's gonna try to do it over the weekend, but that's a challenge for him because he's been watching the game lately. But I don't know. Good luck to you, Luis. To this day, Luis has refused to join like any podcast or stream or anything because he's like, yeah, I won't really be able to contribute much because I've still only played 2 hours of the game, and I'm like, blasphemy. The game's been out for 3.5 weeks.
It's been out nearly a whole month.
Almost, yeah. In about a week, it'll be out for a month. Yeah.
I've played about 9 hours actually already, which is pretty impressive based upon my busy agenda. But I think I'm doing pretty good.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
pretty good.
Also, another helpful tip is just like to explore the map, get like all the waypoints out of the way, just so you know where you're going. It makes things a lot more easier.
I didn't realize how small Kronos Island actually was.
But even then, if you collect the like the hearts for Knuckles and you go talk to Knuckles, it kind of just proceeds the story, right? You don't have to open any new areas.
Yeah.
I feel like that's just extra stuff, right?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the waypoints are just a way to navigate easier.
Yeah, because even then, I mean, when I'm exploring and looking for Knuckles, I do come across areas where I can like resolve the puzzle, and then of course it opens that area. I do come across it and I do it while I'm there, but I normally now, because I'm too behind, I normally just go straight to Knuckles and collect all the metal things for him.
VJ says playing like 3 hours is enough to contribute something, considering the fact that Kronos is one of the better islands. I also like Ares Island a lot more than I thought I would. Chaos Island, I think, is like one that has a lot of potential, but I didn't like as much as I thought I would. I don't dislike it, but I just like oh, I thought it would be a little cooler. But
Mm-hmm.
oh, that reminds me of something. Remember when I was questioning what the point of naming the islands even was, since they don't really say it in game?
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking. I had this weird theory about like how about the ancients, right?
Mhm.
And then I thought, well, this could make sense because it was like Gundam. Like each ancient was like piloting a Titan, and then I realized like there's a Titan per island, but the Titans have their own names. So then I'm like thinking, well, what if the names of the islands I mean, this could be silly, but what if the names of the islands were actually the names of like the ancients that were piloting the Titans on that island?
That would actually be more believable. That
And then,
or the leaders of each island have the islands named after them.
but then also I thought like it would be kind of funny too, because then that would mean that the ancients are kind of like the origins of like the Greek mythology or something in some way. But then also like I remember before we even like I think when they revealed the name of Chaos Island, people were thinking chaos, like the
Mm-hmm.
destruction, and then we're like, no, 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 it's a Greek mythology thing. It's not really about chaos. But then in game, the ancients look like chaos, and I totally forgot about that theory. But like, well, it'd be interesting if one of the ancients' names was actually chaos or something.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Although they did refer to the machines as like the chaos engines, so it could also be Chaos Island because that's where the engines were.
Uh, or maybe that's what those pillar things were called, chaos engines.
Well, no, but the pillars, you're talking about like the one on the Island 4.
No, I'm talking about where the ones that house the emeralds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think they were referring to those as engines.
Yeah, I'm just trying to
Even the
figure out.
Titans have one.
I'm just trying to figure out why one of the islands is called Chaos Island.
Hmm.
You know what? I don't even want to say that I read it because I don't have no recollection of what I read that day. But they did. There was I think an article that I saw online that explained the meaning behind all of the islands and what their name was. But it gave a very brief summary of all of them. I just can't remember where exactly I saw it. I did see it though, because I was looking for it. I was like, why did they name this
Was it
island
like
Chronos and
was it like a
Chaos and
fan
stuff like
theory
that?
or
Yeah, it was like I don't know if I saw it in Game Informer or what was that
maybe
other website that I used?
Game Explain or something?
Yeah, something like that. But it gave a brief summary of the origin of how the island. It's pretty interesting, actually. It does, of course, comes they have a very good meaning, but I just can't remember where I saw it at.
Hmm. Well, that's all
Well,
I had to contribute to that part of the discussion. I was just like, what if it's the name of those guys, but it's got
Yeah.
some holes in it, and I don't know.
I'm actually gonna beat the second island's boss, and I'm going to my third. There's 4 islands, right? So I'm actually on my way to my third island. So
There's 5.
I should be done. Oh, what? There's 5?
Yeah, there's 5, but the fourth island is just super easy to do. You can just breeze by it easy.
No, but hold on then. All right. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I thought I saw 4.
Like what when I was playing?
No, but just I normally like if I'm for some reason if I get stuck because there was one in the second island I wasn't able to find a way to get to that Chaos Emerald, the one that's floating on the top of that rock. Or I don't know if you remember there were like loops and there were platforms in between, but I didn't know how to get to that point, so I YouTube it, and for some reason it showed that there was 4 islands before. Like I guess it was a guy that already beat the game, and he was just showing people how to get to that point. That's where I thought I saw 4. So there's 5.
Yeah, there's Kronos Island, Ares Island, Chaos Island, Rhea Island, and like
Uranos Island.
yeah, Uranus Island.
That was
Oh,
already
I do
unfunny.
remember seeing that name too. Whenever I saw the whole origin names,
Yeah.
man,
But
that definitely need.
Ray Island is super easy. It's all story based, no collectibles. You just go in, go out.
You just climb 6 towers and look at the flashbacks.
Speaking of those 6 freaking towers, Alex, you thought you had like a fear of heights. I get immersed in a game so much that some fears actually sneak up on me.
Oh, did you actually feel it too? Like if you when you fell or something?
Yeah, but
It was
it wasn't.
weird. I never really felt that in a game before, though. Usually, like if falling
Yeah,
from a high place in a game doesn't bother me, but there was something about like the camera motion or something where I was like, this really kind of like made me tense up, like
yeah,
falling from those towers.
yeah. But
Ugh.
the tensing up was more so the fear of like falling up and have to go all the way back up. It's like you're going up. It's like, oh man, how many times am I gonna have to do this from the bottom up?
It's weird too because I heard like some people talk about like falling off of it like for like dumb reasons. And I was thinking, well, clearly I won't fall off, right? I'm just like I know I'm clumsy and I play around a lot whenever like I'm streaming, but like I was actually intending to just let's just breeze through this. And for some reason I still ended up like just jumping off. I'm like, what happened?
Yeah, and I was like trying to take my time too, but even then, there are times I just fell off for one dumb reason or another.
Yeah, it's always a dumb reason. It's not even like a challenge. It's just like oh, jump here. Oh wait, whoops.
Yeah. Whoops! Ah, I'm plummeting down 60 stories.
Hey guys, remind me not to actually climb any tall towers.
Noted.
VJ says that would be really cool for detail and lore. Well, Ares Island has battle settlements and an old fortress, which makes sense considering Ares is the god of war or spirit of battle. Which is what I was thinking too. I was
Actually, good
wondering.
point.
I was thinking about like their personalities too. Like, what if Ares was the ancient, who was like because the Coco are like the charms. They didn't really explain very well, but like there's something that store their emotions and memories.
They are the
So
vessels.
whatever that means,
Yeah,
and
like spirit vessels. Like their spirits are like trapped inside those things.
well, they didn't specifically say it was their actual spirits though.
I know, but it's like implied.
I guess like it's not really clear, but yeah. So like I would think that maybe one of the ancients' name was Ares. He was like the leader in that part.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows?
Who knows?
I think that would have been better if they actually specified that, like, oh, there's 5 specific ancients. These are their names. This is the impact they had on the Coco when they were alive. You know,
Yeah. And then they would also have to explain that symbol.
oh, that's right. They didn't explain the symbol. See, that's the thing that I have is where I'm like, it's cool that they're making lore important again, but I'm like, also, can you like explain the lore? Maybe like what? Who are you?
Yeah,
Why
like
are
it's
you? Why are you guys like all gods of puddles?
uh,
You're a species. How do you mate? Don't actually answer that question.
They need to go ancient on the next game.
mm,
A blast from the past.
Oh,
Oh,
it would be scary. We were talking about time travel, Sonic. Like, what if like there was the game that literally like lets you time travel through like major lore, creating like events in the Sonic franchise, and it's like, yeah, you can go back to the Echidna era thing. You can go back to like the 50 years ago thing on the Ark. You can go back to like the ancients, and actually learn more about what's going on at that time.
yeah. And didn't we talk about this?
Then go to the future and see Silver.
I
Just tie it all together.
remember in a live stream and in the animated intro for the channel that Houston brought up the Knuckles traveling back to the past.
That is true. He did bring that up once. Hi, Hailey.
Hi, everybody again.
I think it'd be kind of cool. You know what would freak me out?
I didn't get to draw.
You left.
I had to do stuff.
You know, I'm sorry. You want to draw?
Oh, no. You're finishing a masterpiece. I don't feel like that.
You
Thank
can let her color. You can let her color.
Gino says I can let you color.
Where's Momo? No, I want to draw.
Oh, okay. Well, there's more chances to draw.
Yeah, right.
Well, yeah, we're gonna be drawing on the Hedgehog Zone plenty of times.
Where's Momo for real?
Probably in the catio.
Found him.
Oh, or not. Oh, I actually finished the Sonic. Well,
That was
the
fast.
line. Yeah. Oh, is that sarcasm or?
That's a little bit of snark.
Snarkasm.
Mm-hmm. I would say something else, but we're a PG channel.
Yeah, I'm trying to draw it kind of like Yuji Uekawa.
You're close enough.
So next time I'll color it. I told you, like, when I try to take it more seriously, I draw really slow. So,
Yeah.
if I color, I want to color it with like the outline that I practice with Knuckles, and make it look like an actual adventure like artwork. Eventually, I'll be done with it. I'll draw the whole crew. Sonic Adventure 3, baby.
Let's see. BJ explaining Kronos is the son of Arnos, ironically, and is the god of time, separated heaven from earth by, I'm not going to say that word, of his father, and that makes sense considering that was supposedly a safe haven and has homes scattered around the islands. And then VJ says, "Nice drawing."
Thanks, VJ. So, yeah. Oh, I was gonna say, it would be really trippy if like we went back into the past, right? Saw the ancients, and in the past, you saw Mephiles.
Oh, the don't open up that can of worms.
They'll definitely open up that can of worms. And not only that, but you saw Mephiles, and he's manipulating the ancients, right? Because I was thinking, what is the entity that they're fighting? And say like, oh, Mephiles is manipulating them, right? And the thing that they're fighting, it's a creation from a tool that Mephiles is using, a tool called the Phantom Ruby.
Oh no! I super glued that one shut.
I think it would be pretty.
What were the aliens called from Sonic X? I can't remember.
The
The
Metarex.
What if they come in, or not exactly them, but something like them, like powerful alien beings for the next game? And then of course everybody has to work on a team to beat them.
Talking plants and armor.
Yeah, pretty much. I can see that. I think that would be pretty cool.
This is also a weird thing too, but like, I kind of want them to revisit Sonic Shuffle, not necessarily like the game as a party game, but like maybe mention like Imaginary World or like kind of like show Void and Lumina again someday. They never will, but it'd be kind of cool if they did. Except in the
That
comic.
sounds like a
In the comics, apparently they showed Void and Mephiles in jail. I was like, what?
I'm sorry. You're
Mephiles
gonna have
in
to repeat
jail.
that. You're
It sounds
saying
like Mephiles voluntarily went to jail.
no. That's not the baffling part. The baffling part is that Mephiles, a being of shadows and can easily get out, is in prison. Does anyone else see the flaw in that logic but me?
I mean, I don't know. It was also a multiverse thing too. Just throwing that out there.
All right, I'll let that slide for now.
Let me.
I don't mind seeing Metal Sonic next.
Yeah, that'd be kind of cool to see him do something again. Gio did say he wanted him to be playable in SA3.
Yeah,
He would just pop. He would just pop out of nowhere like the Terminator and just starts destroying things. And
Oh, wait. Oh, why is this so tiny? Why is this? Oh, there we go. A bigger shot of this screen. Let's see. There's nothing inappropriate on the screen, is there?
nope.
You know how Google be. Hold on. Just in case, I'll just pull the picture out. So there we go. I'll just show the window of the picture. Here you go, Gio. Exactly what I'm talking about.
this is gonna drive me nuts. Does not compute. Does not compute. Does not. What the flippin' frickety frack am I seeing?
Speaking of flippity, isn't that the frog from like Star Fox or something?
No, not annoying enough.
Okay. But yeah, that's Scourge the Hedgehog, Fiona Fox, and they're in like some kind of cosmic jail, multiverse jail, right? And there's Void sitting with Mephiles, saying, "Dude, that guy needs to lighten up."
That is coming rich from a being made entirely of shadow.
Well, not entirely of Shadow. His design is based on Shadow.
I meant that both ways.
Oh, gotcha. Like an actual. Okay, gotcha. Out of darkness.
Mhm. Yes.
Why is I don't know why Void is there though. Void was not necessarily evil, but it is also really weird to see them include Void at the same time with Mephiles. They just wanted to pick the most jarring duo ever. Which is interesting because if you think about it, they're actually very similar. Because you have Void and Mephiles, and on the other side you would have Lumina and Iblis, the dark and the light halves of of the dream goddess of nighttime and the sun god of daytime. So
I'm still trying to wrap my head around Mephiles in a prison uniform.
oh yeah,
That
he's wearing
prison-
clothes. He's wearing clothes.
Not only that, that prison better be in the very edge of the multiverse. Like
Wait.
the very, very, very edge.
Wait.
Black site.
There's more.
Oh no.
His crystallized chest fur is on the outside of his uniform.
Let to bring that up.
I picture your voice going to Void's face. You're just like this weird humanoid Kermit the Frog.
No, no.
VJ says it would be cool only because of how obscure it is. and mythology is weird, especially with talking hedgehogs.
Yes, it is, especially with talking hedgehogs.
Also, you guys saw that new Mario trailer?
Yes, I did.
Pretty cool. I don't really hear anybody talking about how like Mario sounds like the actual Mario voice at the end of the trailer.
When he does that woohoo,
Yeah,
in
Yeah,
his part, yeah, it does sound like him though. Like I,
it,
I
it was so weird that like because of that, I didn't even notice that it was out of place because that's how Mario should sound. And then I was like, wait a minute, but doesn't he not sound like Mario in the movie? He's all like, "Let's go," and then at the end of the movie, he's like, "Yahoo!" I'm like, is he transforming? Is that just the cameo of Charles Martinet voicing Mario? Or is he on shrooms or something? Does he only make that voice when he's in a challenge? Like he transforms? Like is he? Like I don't understand
was
what's
he
happening here.
excited?
Yeah, like I don't know what's going on. Does he just get like super excited to like race and he's just like, all right, I love race cars. Let's go. Here we go. Woohoo! You know?
and then there's the other side of the controversy, which is non-stop being the fact that it's just Chris Pratt playing himself, which people
I
are accusing of.
yeah, I have no problems with the fact that it's Chris Pratt. I because I'm like anybody voicing Mario is obviously not going to sound like Mario for real, but I
Yeah,
just
and
don't.
then
But let's
there's the whole fact that this movie is its own separate thing. We don't need everything from the games to be in here.
Well, you say that, but everything from the games is in the trailer.
No, like the stages and all that, like them being like training arenas, that I
None
can
of.
absolutely buy and not lose any sleep over.
I am a little disappointed that Peach isn't a damsel in distress, though. Out of all these years of Peach being kidnapped by Bowser, I'm like, you're gonna make a movie and not have her get kidnapped by Bowser? I
I was
get
actually
it.
pleased with that decision.
I get it. It's supposed to be like woke and stuff. That's weird to say that word, but like I would have thought like you could have just had her get kidnapped, right? But like have her go through a character development so that eventually she becomes more like capable. Because I mean she does do things in the games, but she didn't start off that way. And I'm
Yeah,
like,
but
well, now I'm just kind of like, what does she need Mario for?
well, everyone needs a
well, I mean,
decoy, right?
What's up,
but
Leo?
the movie is not about him getting Peaches getting getting
Kidnapped.
taken away, yeah, kidnapped by Bowser. I guess at this point he's more interested in the star. I was just gonna say all the references from the games. I think it's pretty cool that they. I know it's a lot actually because there was a lot of references, a lot, literally a lot.
Oh, yeah.
Even ones that they haven't even mentioned on. Um, but there was a lot of them, and I think they should have kind of like not put a lot of them in there, but there was so many of them. But I think it's cool
V,
because
v,
even in the Sonic movie, I wish they would have put a little bit more reference into the older games and stuff from the older games.
they're
Well,
working their way
But
towards it though.
yeah, it's like
yeah,
a slow build up. It's like
but
building up its own thing first, and
yeah, but
then
they
send
loaded
in the
Mario with a
references.
lot of them.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Yeah,
Mario.
Mario. You have to understand. It's like with Sonic though. It's like part of it is because they chose to do live action, so it's hard to like just reference like loop de loops. But although everybody wants to see them in their own world, so like yeah, like it would be kind of cool if eventually the movie at least travels between the two worlds, you know. But with Mario, it's animated, so they can do more things, but
Mhm.
also there's not really much to work with in terms of story. So like you kind of have to like reference as much as you can.
Indeed.
And VJ says I'm digging the Mario trailer. Hearing Chris stepping up his game as Mario is nice. Luigi is my favorite, and Charlie Day doesn't disappoint. I actually do like Charlie Day as Luigi. Like I don't, he doesn't have to be like Mario. I'm just like your voice is pretty good for Luigi, actually.
Yeah,
I
like
was
all I
I
needed.
was just gonna ask, do you guys would have liked Mario the way he really sounds in this movie?
Ish. Like, I don't necessarily need him to sound like in the games, but I would like him to kind of like lean in that direction.
Yeah, it's kind of like with the whole. It's kind of like with Ben Schwartz. It's like he's doing his own thing, but there's a tad bit of the other Sonics in his voice. If that makes any
Uh,
sense.
VJ also says, "I hope my boy Luigi isn't shoved too far to the side." Oh yeah, because he's the one who got kidnapped by Bowser. It's
Uh-huh.
all they gotta do is just switch Peach and Luigi's places, and there you go.
Yeah,
But
but honestly, I kind of find in this universe that Luigi is always the one getting into trouble, even in their plumbing business. It's like, okay, let's see what we got. Ah, Mario, help! Like, Luigi, this is the second time that you had a pipe and clog your mustache.
yeah, but then that also kind of seems like it falls in line with the games a bit too, where he's always kind of like he's a hero too, but like he stumbles more.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually going to be really jarring to see Mario go through this Mario world and like suck. Like he can't do anything, and I'm like, I get it. It's like when you first play Mario and you fail at everything, and eventually you get good at it. But it's
Yeah,
just
although
I'm so used to Mario being so perfect at everything that I'm like, you're telling me that
Well,
he can't he's losing with that.
yeah, I'll admit the first part of that trailer had me laughing so hard. It's like, okay, let's go. 1 second later, ow, 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 ow.
By Seth Rogen.
Uh,
I never said it on the stream, but whenever I was fighting Zaman in Sonic Lost World, I kept like referring to him as Seth Rogen in my head. Hey, that's my sandwich. It
I can see why.
would have been so funny if I just kept calling him Seth Rogen. Like, yeah, I'm about to get eaten by Seth Rogen.
Mm-hmm.
Oh boy. And Peach's face and voice is a little weird, but they also showed her in her Mario Kart outfit. And to keep it as PG as possible, whatever. It's just,
Jarring.
yeah, it's jarring, and I feel like the modern generation will be like, oh, I see why her name is Peach. But I wonder if we'll see Daisy, or
You know that's another thing. Like, if this movie does well and gets a sequel, let's replace Peach with Daisy.
I wonder if Luis ever sees this video, if he'll be like, they started talking about Mario on our Sonic channel. I don't know if I can
Yeah,
do that.
yeah, but then again, I have the perfect. But then we would just instantly talk theories about Sonic 3 and see how well that goes.
Peter says, I hope to see Bowser Jr. Maybe in the sequel. We won't even know how he got there, but like they'll make a sequel. I no doubt Mario's probably gonna get a sequel. And then there's like Bowser Jr. and all
Yeah,
that.
and then Bowser Jr. starts pulling up a "That's my mama," and then just points to either Peach or Daisy. It's like they point to each other like, "Me."
VJ says Daisy is getting a post credit scene. It would be really funny if you get a post credit scene and you see Sonic.
uh,
It's the Smash Bros.
would be,
Initiative.
that would be funny.
a post-credit scene to the Sonic to the Olympic Games.
Yeah.
Oh. That how would
That
that
would
work?
be
That
interesting.
no Jim Carrey.
Multi-universe already.
I mean,
All
Ben
right.
Schwartz did say he wants a Smash Bros. Movie. I don't
All right,
know.
can we take down this picture, please? I'm slowly losing more sanity just looking at it.
Oh yeah, no problem. So,
Thank you.
Sonic and wait, that would be too wild to happen. It would be too wild, VJ, but that's the point. It would be so funny if it happened. Peter says Sonic in a Mario movie, or even Dr. Eggman in the post-credit scene. I mean, we have seen Eggman and Bowser in the same movie. We've seen in Sonic and Bowser in the same movie.
That is true. We've seen him in Wreck-It Ralph. Heck, we've even seen Ugly Sonic in that Chip and Dale movie.
Oh yeah,
Oh, I forgot about
Why did I
that.
have?
Yes.
Yeah, I was trying to forget myself as well, but then I just crept up.
yeah, but he's
The only way I found out is because my daughter was watching that movie and she's like, "Hey, there's Sonic," and I'm like, "Really?" And I looked at it. It was like, "Oh, it's that Sonic."
You were like, no,
Why
Sophia,
did I do
no.
that one?
No, that's not the real Sonic.
You pull up a poster. Look, Sophia, this is the real Sonic.
I started cross-referencing the pictures.
It's
She
like,
even
no,
asked
no.
why does he. She even asked, "Why does he look like that?" I'm like, "Well, yeah. Let me go back and
look. This is why. Look, remember how I told you should never do drugs? That's why. This is your look. This is your Sonic, and this is your Sonic on drugs.
Any questions?
This is the alternative Sonic.
I remember the memes of Ugly Sonic on the Chip and Dale movie. Oh man,
Oh dear.
Ugly Sonic.
This was the Prism
The Paradox
alternative.
Oh.
This is the Prism Paradox Sonic here.
I wonder if they would have the gall, the audacity, the stones to show like an animated Ugly Sonic briefly in one of the universes in Sonic Prime.
Can you imagine
If
that?
they did that, the internet would be in an uproar.
Peter says, I remember the meme. Oh no, I read that already. I swear I saw another comment. Whatever. Yeah. A lot of VJ keeps pointing out too. Basically, a lot of the things I'm saying are so wild and out there. That's why I suggest them though, because for me, I think it'd be cool if Sonic did the things that you would expect them not to do, where you'd be like, they would never do that, and then they do it. That's when Sonic's usually at its coolest for me. I never thought they were gonna make Sonic Generations, or at the time where modern and classic Sonic were together, and you played through the whole all the stages, but in different styles. That was a crazy thing at the time. I never thought that we were actually gonna get a Sonic movie. I never thought we would actually see Super Sonic in a theater full of just regular people watching a movie. I never thought I'd see Shadow in the movie theater. I'm just they're doing it.
And the series is finally coming a long way. At last, it is the year of Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yeah, I think they based upon the game, the series, and just pretty much everything that's just been going on for Sonic this year. It's been going very well. I just hope that they will take care of that, if that makes sense. Of course, we don't want it to go back to Sonic Forces, which, like I said, there's nothing wrong with that game. It's just that I feel like they're climbing a very good ladder here to a very promising future for Sonic.
Yeah, they're finally climbing up that mountain.
Here's the thing.
Yeah.
People need to realize this: when there are good games, there's no guarantee that they won't slip up again in the future. On the flip side, just because they slip up doesn't mean that they're never gonna make a good Sonic game again. It'll just fluctuate, Sonic's been around for 30 years, so it happens.
Because even then, Frontiers, we could say it was, and to me it was like a 9. I don't want to be like, oh, it was a 10 out of 10, but for me it was like an 8 or 9. Even then, this game was so far that I've been playing is pretty cool. Like even then they're accepting feedback and they want to make it better. And I feel like them doing that now, which I don't think they were doing it before, like, they're listening to us and, of course, because we're playing it and that road that we're taking on right now with them, I mean, we're pretty much working as a team now. I feel like they're involving us as a fan to where they can make better future games, if that makes sense. Like,
That's an interesting way to put it. We're working as a team now. That they are working with their audience back and forth to like
Yeah,
go a certain direction.
that's the even more weirdest part
Yeah.
is that they're listening to the fans now. It's like, and not
Oh, they've
taking
always
all that.
listened. It's just they
No,
fluctuate between that too. Like they'll be like, "You guys want shooting in Sonic games? We got Gamma," and then eventually they're like, "Okay, we'll give Shadow a gun," and then it's like, "Wait a minute, calm down."
yeah, like
yeah,
I mean, like the actual criticism, ideas, like they're really listening instead of just like picking ideas they heard out of a hat.
Oh, wait a minute, that reminds me. What you said, Pita, is Ian Flynn writing the stories. You guys weren't here. After we finish, if you want, you can skip through the video and see like where we brought it up earlier, or you can see on our channel. Look for the video, not a live, but an actual video. It's a short video of us talking to Ian Flynn. It's before he wrote the games, and when I had asked him, what would it be like if you wrote a game? I asked him this last summer, and he answered that question, knowing full well that he actually was finally writing a game, and his answer was interesting. But on top of that, Sonic Frontiers, like I guess what writers? I guess I don't know what to put yet. Writers: Ian Flynn, Morio Kishimoto, and Junpei Ootsu. Wait, Morio Kishimoto was one of the writers too? See, I don't know who the last name is, but Morio Kishimoto was the kind of like the guy overseeing the game. He was kind of in charge of Sonic and the Secret Rings, Black Knight, Sonic Colors, Sonic Forces, Sonic Lost World, stuff like that. I think he was Sonic Lost World also. But yeah, he was one of the 3 writers for Sonic Frontiers as well. And so it's not just Ian Flynn, and I don't know who controls what in that story. But Ian Flynn definitely probably did something good with it.
Yep.
I
And
know
then,
way more Japanese names related to Sonic than I thought I would.
well, you are the Foxboy X with the Sonic facts.
Yeah, I should do like a trivia. I'm gonna give you 10 Japanese names related to Sonic and see if you know who I'm talking about. I'll be like, I don't know none of these. Stop talking to me.
Yeah, it's like you would give me an answer like that, and I would give you with the most 100% honesty. I give up.
No, I'll give you one that's easy. Jun Sonoe.
Crush 40, easy.
Yeah, there you go. Easy. Leo. I should have given that one to Leo. Maybe he would have known. But Leo, how about because I imagine you probably don't know much about like behind the scenes stuff for Sonic. What about Takashi Iizuka?
that sounds very familiar.
Yeah, he's the current director lead of Sonic Team. So you probably see him a lot in interviews.
Yeah,
Morio Kishimoto is the one who's in charge of Frontiers and some like the other games I listed, and then Yuji Uekawa is the artist for like the artwork for Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2, and pretty much anytime you see artwork that looks similar to that style, it's him.
well, I don't know if it's a good thing to bring out, but who's that guy that got arrested and got in
Yuji
trouble?
Yuji Naka? Yuji Naka, kind of known as like the father of Sonic, he was the lead programmer for Sonic the Hedgehog 1, and then he was the lead of Sonic Team up until like 2006, and then Takashi Iizuka took over. And
Mm.
but the thing is it kind of came out that he's kind of a jerk, But and he got in trouble for inside trading. Like he had inside information for a Dragon Quest game, and there's something to do with like trading stocks or something like that. But like he basically made a profit because he had inside information, and I guess
That's a big no-no.
yeah, it's illegal because you have like this unfair advantage.
Yeah, that's no good.
But
Oh.
but it's hey, at least he didn't like like assault somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's just like working for the government. You can't say that, you know, that's confidential. Yeah, I mean, I understand the whole legal side of things, and you shouldn't be saying things. You can't be going around doing a Tom Holland kind of thing, and
Spoil everything.
Uh,
yeah, exactly. Spoil everything. Saying things you shouldn't be saying.
yeah. Oh, leaking information.
Yeah, leaking information, exposing information that you shouldn't be.
Vitar says that was a Google podcast when you asked him. Yeah, it was just a podcast. You can hear it on Google or anywhere else. Vitar also said, am I saying by the way, Vitar, am I saying it right? Am I saying it too much accent? Am I saying it weird? I'm just reading it how it's
Peter.
Vitar. How have you seen a funny God of War Ragnarok Japanese ad? I have not. Also, um, yeah, so that was Yuji. Oh yeah, there's also this thing too. Yuji Naka had like a 25th anniversary photo for like Knights and of like the crew and stuff, but he like used a Sharpie to like scribble over Naoto Oshima's face. And
Ooh.
here's another one. I don't know if you knew who that was, Gio, but or if you're just saying ooh to the action.
I'm saying ooh to the action.
Okay, so Naoto Oshima is the original artist, I think, designer of Sonic the Hedgehog. So, like, he basically designed Sonic, and he's like the artist of classic Sonic. And it kind of rotates between him and some others who drew Sonic similar to him, but like it's mainly him, Naoto Oshima. I don't know what happened between Yuji Naka and Naoto Oshima, but that is kind of sad to hear about actually, because those two are like a big deal in the Sonic behind the scenes
Yeah,
world, anyways.
Mm-hmm.
that is true.
But moving on to something more positive, there's also I remember what all of a sudden his first name is slipping my mind. No, wait, there we go. Shiro Maikawa is the writer for Sonic Adventure 2. And funny enough, also the writer for Sonic Heroes
Mm-hmm.
and Shadow Story and Sonic 06. And I I, I think some of was it Black Knight? I don't know. I think he wrote something else, but I really like his writing. I'm like he's pretty cool. Then there's what other Japanese names do I randomly know? I don't know. Point is I knew a bunch of like Japanese names, and I'm just like, it's weird. I'm knowing all these. Oh, Junichi Kanimaru, the voice of Sonic in Japanese. And I don't know the other actors' names. I only know the voice actor for Shadow in Japanese. His first name is Koji. There you go. Anyways,
Oh, that's it?
yeah, that's all I got.
Aww.
Wait, what?
Anyways, hi.
What is it?
Have you seen the God of War Ragnarok Japanese?
Yeah, I looked that up real quick and I was like, oh.
I can't show it.
No,
No,
you can show it. It's just really backwards.
Did you see it already, Kylie?
No. Aw, you finished drawing? Can I see?
I finished drawing, but like, do you want to draw?
Oh, what? That's it?
Well, for today, because
That's 3 hours of drawing?
no, it was like an hour and a half of drawing.
Oh,
The
I
other
was
hour and a
like,
half.
3
talking.
hours you did that?
Yeah, I was drawing
I
slow.
thought you like did more.
No, I was taking it slow because like I was trying to make it look really nice, like the official art, and if I don't want to like start another character and then be like well, that's another 3 hours spent or something. And
Well, I mean, I
Really?
can't say anything. People probably do draw like 3 hours or whatever for art.
you
Or
can't
more.
rush art.
Exactly. You can't rush art.
Yeah, exactly. You can't rush it.
Yeah, that's
You
the
know
one thing
that?
I've learned from Toy
That's why
Story
I don't
2.
rush anybody. I'm that kind of client. To be like,
Mhm.
hey, get this done in like 3 days. 3 days? Yeah, I want it all done, digital, draw, like painted or whatever, shaded.
Also, I want a 15-minute animation, 60 frames per second.
Yes, all in 3 days, please.
It's like
3
okay,
days.
okay, that's gonna cost you like $25,000.
That's too much money. Can't you make it for $50?
Well, then you should have asked for essential art.
appreciate
Like a
artists.
skip pad.
Joking.
Hey, Exodus, I sent the God of War Ragnarok funny Japanese ad to check out. You wait, what? You sent it where? Oh, in Discord.
Hooray, Discord.
I will check it out then. I will probably not show it here, but I will check it out myself.
Yeah, it's just from the look of the thumbnail alone should tell you that this is going to be backwards.
Well, I'm out of topics to discuss at the moment.
I want to draw.
You want to draw?
Yeah, but it's too late. Bye.
Yeah, I know, right? I've been here for 3 hours. Where have you been? You were busy. I'm sorry.
So you didn't tell me to draw. You didn't invite me.
I did.
But you didn't say, hey, we go over here and draw.
I'm waiting for you.
You didn't say anything to me.
We invited you once. You turned it down.
Gio, you're the only one of us who's still safe.
I know. That's because I am too nuts to handle.
Oh, phrasing. But that's it. Hey, are you guys ready to end this?
Yeah,
Sounds like a plan. Yeah.
yeah. And Axe, you are free to use this live footage to prove my story that I actually beat the final boss super easy, no game overs.
There's footage?
Well, what I've just said, this is like a live confession.
Oh, that's okay. That doesn't prove anything. It's just, but okay. This is his confession. That
And full disclosure, like I said during this live in the Among Us section, I cannot lie to save my life.
Okay.
Yeah, if I want to brag, I will freaking brag.
Okay, I'm really hungry now.
Well, you better go feed yourself there, Fox Boy.
Okay, then bye. Any final rings, Gio? What's your final ring?
My final ring is see you all in Sonic Prime after I marathoned Wednesday again.
2 Wednesdays from now, or Thursday.
No, I mean like the show Wednesday.
Oh,
Thursday.
yeah. Leo, what's your final ring?
Like an outro
Yeah,
type.
your last your closing statement.
My closing statement. I'm gonna have to work on that. But I guess I'll see you on the long run. I guess. Till next time. Hopefully we can have another stream, or we can start talking about upcoming Sonic Prime and other spoilers.
Yeah, I wonder how I'm gonna deal with Sonic Prime. I don't think I'll be able to do the reaction thing to it, but like, we'll probably do like a review of the episodes or something.
Yeah, we can do that.
Yeah. All right.
Like, how many episodes is it? Like 8, right?
It's going to be 8 in the first batch, I believe.
The first
Okay,
batch,
and then
8.
I guess after watching the 8th, and then we can do a reaction video.
Yeah, maybe your review, whatever.
Review or whatever, yeah.
VJ says, "All right, good night and have blessed dreams." Thank you. You too. Good night, everybody. Thank you for watching the Hedgehog Zone.
Good night, everybody.
Good night. Thank you for watching, guys.
Chaos Control!